Hello gamers, welcome to another DSP video. As you can see, we're starting back in time because DSP had a interesting news story on Sunday's podcast, and I think the best way to get a full understanding of DSP is to get the full context. So let's listen to the past DSP discuss Fallout 4, the skinny on streams/vids, how I'm playing it, and clearing up some rumors. For those who don't know, he got Fallout 4 early because he was a machinima partner, obviously. So let's get going. Let's get the show on the road.
Hello everyone, Darkside Phil here, and
Hello,
welcome.
everyone.
We are in full hype mode, right? For the release
Right?
of Fallout 4, which is impending. It is just looming over
It's
us.
coming.
It's happening, yes. And in about 24 hours from now, the game's actually going to hit store shelves.
Whoa.
And I'm super excited. As many of you know, it was my Fallout playthrough in late November of 2008 that pretty much put me, Darkside Phil,
On the map.
for
Dude, this dude, during this time, this is 2015, DSP kept saying every new release was him coming full circle. Batman Arkham Knight, it's me coming full circle, man. And then he also told us that Fallout was his full circle playthrough. He also mentioned, like, he was also known for Heavy Rain. And here we are.
for YouTube game playthroughs. Even though it was a low quality playthrough when it came to visuals and audio, it was the fact that I wandered this open world, I got lost, I made jokes, I didn't take anything too effing seriously, right? And I even had a few drinks here and there, but I put in
Drinks
both
here
the
and
big
there.
wins
No,
and the
Phil,
fails.
you were drinking a lot. You were drinking so much. You were like going crazy, pounding alcohol, man. At least that's what DSP wants to tell us every day.
Listen,
Today.
it was an unedited, full-on playthrough of the game, unlike what a lot of other people were doing on YouTube at the time for games like this. And people
Correct.
loved it, and it got me a
They
lot of
loved
notoriety, a lot of popularity. A lot of people kind of said, can't wait to see what this guy's doing next,
And I
and the
love
rest
that
is history.
he purposely did this video with a Nuka-Cola shirt. But guys, remember, he isn't a shill. He never was.
Because here we are in 2015. The purpose of this video is threefold. The first thing I'm going to do is clear up a lot of confusion that seems to be going on in regards to Fallout 4, when you can play it, what is the embargo.
Dude, I love you saying, oh, he's gonna clear up the confusion of when to play it and all this stuff. But people at the time who were normal gamers, his viewers, probably were like, okay, the time to play it is gonna be on release day. You know, like how every video game is. But this guy, got an early copy, which only certain select few get. And he's clearing up when they can play the game. I'm pretty sure they know DSP, so who are you telling? Like, what is this?
Embargo. Is there an embargo on when you can play it, when you can't play it? When can you stream it? When can you put up a review? What can you say and do in these videos?
You know, a lot of times he tries to you know when you go to Google and you're like, and you type in like, what do I do? Or I don't know, like whatever. You're like looking for some like advice on Google. You're just Google searching like how to paint a room, right? Correct? And then you know you see all these questions and like quick little like summaries of what to do. That's what he tries to make his content for. Like, oh, you guys are confused about when you can play the game? I'm gonna tell you about it. Like a lame tutorial video. Like this is a tutorial for boomers. Like people who don't know how to use a computer. Kinda. But his audience isn't boomers. But he talks to them like they are.
Videos. I'm going to clear all this up straight from the horse's mouth. I have it in writing.
He has it
from
in writing.
Bethesda because
I love he showed us the contract. Like, he's just like, man, look at this.
you can't play it. When can you stream it? When can you put up a review? What can you say and do in these videos? I'm going to clear all this up straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm sure someone could like find a good frame of this and scan it. But I think like people know what this contract is or something, whatever. But who cares? It's Fallout 4. But he just shows it on camera like this.
I have it in writing from Bethesda because I got a review copy of the game, which we're going to talk about.
Everyone
in
knows a
my
review
second
copy
portion.
has it.
of this video.
I just love he's clearing this up, but again, for who? People who have the early copy, have the thing in writing. Normal people don't have the early access. If they have it early, they probably know, oh, if I stream this, Bethesda might get me. Maybe. Whatever.
Where I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to be covering it, what version I have and why.
Well, we already know what version he has.
You'll know exactly what to expect this coming week. The third and final portion of this video, which you can choose to skip if you want or not, is going to be in regards to how and why I got a review copy of the game. All right?
And then he does my favorite thing. You guys can skip this. Like, the thing that you're naturally going to be interested in, because guess what? Guess what, guys? Oh my god, what was I gonna say? Oh fuck. Sorry, I got preoccupied.
The third and final portion of this video, which you can choose to skip.
Oh yeah, he's telling you can choose to skip it. Because it's gonna be the portion that people are gonna talk about a lot, because it's clearly a double standard. But you can skip it
or not.
If you want or not.
Going to be in
He's
regards
not gonna
to
force you.
How and why I got a review copy of the game. All right, my
All right.
reasoning behind it. And hopefully to clear up a lot of things that have been going on, rumors, issues, everything by the end of this video. I'm going to tell you right now, this video is going to have comments disabled, because I know for a fact that Fallout 4, out of all the games that I've played, is probably going to be the one that you're going to have most people trying to spoil. Already there are people who've tried to spoil this game.
He did turn off comments for that very reason.
They tried to troll me. They tried to troll people in stream chats all over the internet, on Twitch.
That never
everywhere.
happened, by the way.
People are just being horrendous dicks about it.
At the time, no one did that.
And obviously, I don't want that to go down in particular on this video, because this is going to come out far in advance of me playing the game. And I don't want anyone to, oh god, I wanted to see how DSP is going to cover the video. Oh, look at the comment. Here's the whole plot of the game. So comments are disabled on this video in particular.
All right.
They will not be disabled on my playthrough. They will not be disabled during the streams, during the game.
So viewer beware.
All right.
All right.
So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, let's clear up the confusion.
Okay,
I know.
let's go.
Sure, I'm hyped for this game. Right?
He's hyped.
This
He's
is synonymous.
ready.
This playthrough is seriously synonymous with my existence.
Seriously.
That's why I cannot wait to play this effing game so soon. Bethesda, first of all, concretely has said, if you did not receive a review copy of this game, you may not live stream it, you may not do a review of it, and
I'm so glad I watched this video. Now I know. If I have the game but I didn't get permission from Bethesda, I can't do it. Thank you, Phil.
Demand videos of it. None of that is allowed until midnight Eastern time on release day, which is November 10th, 2015. So if you didn't receive an advanced release copy, or an advanced review copy, excuse me, you cannot do it. Now, people probably already will do. You already have. There's already videos of the game on the internet. People they're already spoiling it and whatever.
All right, whatever. They're not supposed to do
those are not allowed. So those, if you see them up and they get reported, they'll get taken off of YouTube. You see someone streaming the game already, that it's not allowed.
That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be taken off if you report them for playing a game early. How many times has that really happened? Reasonably. That's not a company doing it.
Which has even said, no, not allowed, okay?
Alright.
If you have an advanced review copy with written permission from Bethesda, which I have right here, it means that you can play this game whenever, obviously. But if you want to talk about the content of the game on social media...
Guys, here we go. Did they tell Philip Burnell he cannot criticize the game? Oh my god, his face. When Jordan shows up in chat, man, he's already looking. Oh no, he's in the corner demon, but this time it's like a happy demon. So it's a little positive than it is now. Now it got worse. But guys, will this contract tell Phil he cannot criticize the game? Oh shit.
Media on YouTube, on Twitter, Twitter, on Twitch. If you want to live stream the game, if you want to post up videos of the game, if you want to put up a full review of the game, this is not allowed. And it actually says right here, until Monday, November 9th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So as of 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
He can't review it. In DSP land, that means you can't be critical. You can only be positive because apparently a review is only a review if you criticize something. If you say something's positive, that's not reviewing the product. So that's what Bethesda told Phil apparently, or it just told him to not talk about it. But again, it's just so that you don't put a review up early. That's all it's saying. Okay.
Time, which would be 5 a.m. Pacific time, which is my time, by the way.
All
You
right.
could put up a review. You could live stream the game. You could put up your playthrough. You could do whatever. However, Bethesda did put a specific request into their written permission for review copies that says, we do ask that you avoid including story spoilers in your review coverage.
Review coverage. I'm not reviewing it.
Actually, I'm going to read you word for word what's in this letter. And then I'm going to explain why there's confusion, all right? Here's the literal letter.
Why is there
Embargo.
confusion?
Reviews are under embargo until...
Dude, this is like him trying... So, to get a little bit ahead, the Marvel thing, someone, like, posted the contract or something, or just, like, talked about the contract, saying, oh, see, it said this, and this and that. This is DSP trying to be that guy back then. But he would never do this today. That's, like, the funny part. Did he read the contract he got for Mario and Sonic? No. Did he read the review copy, the review contract for the Hori thing? No. What about Extinction? No. But he did it for this because he probably felt safe he could say this because he wasn't going to review it. And he probably, like, ran it by Mishima, maybe. Why not? You know what I mean?
Until Monday, November 9th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Oh my
The
god,
embargo
shut up,
includes
Chrome.
Streaming gameplay
Try out our
footage
experimental
or
AI
posting
features.
impressions from your experience on
no.
social media, etc. We do ask that you avoid including story spoilers in your review coverage. And then that's it. Then it talks about patching and all kinds of stuff like that. So
All right.
because this is what everyone got who got a review copy of the game, there's confusion. I don't understand. So it says you can post a review at 8 a.m., and it does include live streaming, so you could live stream, but it doesn't say about YouTube. So what is allowed, what isn't allowed? They said no spoilers, so how could you play the game and not have spoilers? All right.
What?
Listen, the bottom line is this is standard wording.
Dude. It just said no streaming. It's very obvious what they meant. No one should be confused. He's making up, like, fucking people at this point. It must be the people in his head. This being very confused because, dude, come on.
Wording for review copies, and people don't seem to understand this because a lot of people don't get review copies. Okay.
Oh,
I've gotten
wow.
a few. I've gotten probably 3 over the years, advanced review copies. Okay, where I've seen this
Whoa.
kind of wording.
Wait,
Review copies, and
what?
People don't seem to understand this because a lot of people don't get review copies. Okay, I've gotten a few.
He got a few.
I've gotten probably 3 over the years.
3 over the years.
Advanced review copies.
Of advanced review copies. I think Uncharted, the Uncharted collection was one of them. The Order, I think, was also one of them. And, what was it? I think there was another. Gears of War. He got the Gears of War, like, remaster. Never played it. But this dude, it's like,
I'm just like you, man. I say no. I don't do sponsorships. I don't do this.
and yet again, past DSP just lives to disprove modern DSP.
Review copies, okay? Where I've
Okay.
seen this kind of wording. Here's what it
You
means.
saw the wording.
It means, very basically, sorry, I hit my mouse. Very basically, if you got the advanced review copy, this is your written permission to play the game starting 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Period. You can live stream it. You can put videos on YouTube. Some people say, but it just says streaming gameplay footage. YouTube is streaming gameplay footage. People don't seem to understand that. You're saying that you watch a video on YouTube, it's not streaming?
Oh
Yes,
my
it is.
God.
Even if you're not watching it on a live stream, it's still a streaming
Dude, you
piece
know
of
what?
gameplay.
You know what? DSP is definitely one of those weaselly people that would probably just upload recordings of the game, and then if, like, Bethesda said, Phil, you are uploading content that we said no in the country.
Actually, it's a no streaming. This is a recorded video, okay? I uploaded it to YouTube. I didn't stream the game, so why are you blocking me?
Gameplay footage, which it says right here, streaming gameplay footage is allowed. So it is allowed. Per their wording on their letter, it's allowed as of 8 a.m. Eastern Time, all right? Now, what about the portion that says we ask that you avoid including story spoilers in your review coverage? Did you just hear the statement? We ask that you avoid including story spoilers in
Oh
your...
my god, dude.
What about the portion that says we ask that you avoid including story spoilers in your review coverage?
You know what? I'm being toxic from listening to this. This dude literally just assumes everyone is an idiot. Everyone cannot read. Only DSP can read, even though he can't read himself. But apparently, in DSP's perspective, everyone doesn't know how to read. He's the only one. That's why he has to like make this video explaining the confusion of this. Are you serious?
Coverage. Did you just hear the statement? We ask that you avoid including story spoilers in your review coverage, meaning if you do a full advanced review of the game that you release, say, on Monday, before most people have bought and played the game yet, don't tell them big story twists, because that's probably a dick fucking move, and that kind of violates the trust that Bethesda gave to you if you were given it a review advanced copy of the game. So yeah, you can review the game, you can talk all about it, but don't say, oh, by the way, halfway through the game, this guy comes out, and it's a big twist, and this and that. Oh, and by the way, this guy's a double crosser, and blah, blah, blah.
It is so good he turned off dislikes, because like, I can imagine the dislikes probably would have been crazy on this.
No, that's not allowed. Bethesda will ream your ass if you do that in your review.
They'll ream you.
So if you are,
wow,
if you have a review copy of the game like I do,
that's fucked up.
And you're going to do an advanced review, be careful of what you say. Don't reveal too much. All right.
All
the
right.
bottom line, though, is let's face it, and this is why I'm actually 99% of the time against advanced review copies.
The bottom line is this.
At most, people have only had this game.
And then it's that he's 99% against it. The 1%, you're looking at him, baby.
For about a week. I saw some people who were unboxing the Pip-Boy edition earlier in the week, and then most people got their review copies near the end of the week, like I did. I got mine on Friday.
Okay.
If you only play the game for 4 days, how the fuck can you say you got all the content out of the game? It's Fallout. Remember how much content was in Fallout 3? The ridiculous amounts of hours you could get if you went for every collectible, if you tried to kill every rare monster, if you went for every side quest.
Then,
it's an insane amount of content, and all reports is that this game's going to be even longer.
Okay.
So, in that regard, how could you even hope in a few days to do a full-on review of the game and have an advanced review ready to go on Monday? I don't think you can. I don't think anyone who releases a review of Fallout 4 on Monday, November 9th is putting out a legitimate review. I think that they rush through the game, and the reviews are illegitimate, and no one should pay attention to them. And I don't care if they work for IGN or GameSpot, or if there's some YouTube...
If they beat it before I do, obviously there's something wrong with that picture, correct?
Or there's some rinky-dink little person reviews for a game that you didn't put in a ridiculous amount of gameplay, and when it's a game like this, you didn't review the game. All you did was review.
Okay, so how many hours do you need to put into a game to review it then? What is the correct amount of time?
Experience with the game, you didn't concretely, objectively review the game. And I'll stick by that statement, all right?
Okay, all right.
Now let me explain. Now that I've cleared that up, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, November 9th, you're going to start to see playthroughs of this appear everywhere. They're going to be live streamed on Twitch. They're going to be on YouTube. And, you know, I saw that Twitch put out some statement. Unless you have explicit written permission to stream, don't start streaming until midnight. There it is.
Oh my god, this dude. This... I forgot how much this dude, like, fucking bragged in this. Look at this.
Twitch, they're going to be on YouTube. And, you know, I saw that Twitch put out some statement. Unless you have explicit written permission to stream, don't start streaming until midnight.
He's, like, so proud. He has a little piece of paper. You think he framed it? Was it when he saw Cat for the first time and he flew her in? Was he like,
Cat, look at this. I got a contract from Bethesda. And I got an early copy. Aren't I cool?
And then she's like, wow. Thinking that he's like some kind of like superstar, right? Correct? And then she's like, I need to marry this guy. He's going places in life. He's like so proud of it.
So anyone who got a review copy has explicit written permission. If Twitch has an issue with that, that's up to them. Good news is, I don't stream on Twitch. I stream on YouTube. YouTube probably isn't going to have any kind of a crazy issue with it at all.
So then everyone can stream on YouTube.
They never really have had any kind of an issue with that. And I am going to say right in the beginning, I have the explicit written permission.
You know, it's also funny he says this, but man, he would say like,
see, I can't believe YouTube is letting get away with this. They were gonna just post early.
Twitch at least like said that they need explicit
consent to play this game and all this stuff, right? Correct?
And all this other shit. But but man, he would love this regulation. But now back then, this regulation is dumb. Good thing I'm on YouTube.
to do so from Bethesda right here in fucking black and white writing. Okay?
Black and white.
Now, how am I going to be covering the game? I am not going to be starting at 8 a.m. For those of you who follow my stuff,
Yeah, of course, that's way too early.
I have not been playing the game. I've been doing other stuff. This past week, I had to finish up with my Halo 5 coverage and my Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And in fact, I'm not even done. I'm going to be playing more Call of Duty tonight. But I have not been playing the game, so certainly I can't put any videos out at 8 a.m. I'm going to treat Monday like a kind of business as usual day. I might start a little bit earlier on stream, probably around 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, which would be, what, like 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to start my very first live stream of Fallout 4, where it's going to be character creation, whatever the initial stuff in the game is, in a few hours of gameplay. After a few hours, I'll be taking a break for dinner.
Oh, wow, dinner.
After dinner, I'll be coming back with, yes, a second stream of the game on Monday.
A second stream.
It's going to kind of continue like that all week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and further, until basically one of two things happens. Either I get burnt out on the game, and I'm like, man, I played this game for 3-4 days straight, and as much as I'm loving it, I don't want to overdo it, so I need a break. Or until people get tired of it and say, okay, the game's great, but we're tired of it. We wish you'd do a little bit more variety of content. So we'll see what happens over the course of the week. If absolutely I'm loving the game and people are loving the game, there's no reason why I wouldn't continue doing a Fallout 4 marathon all freaking week, and you're going to see me playing this game doing multiple streams. Whoa. Now, if I'm playing the game and I notice that after 2 to 3 days people aren't showing up for the streams anymore, then I will still live stream. I will still keep playing the game, but I will not live stream it. I'll just be doing the on-demand videos for YouTube on DSP Gaming. All right.
You should go back to this model.
Really
in my
huge
opinion.
thing. Actually, I should say 2 really huge things. I made some decisions.
Like imagine
one,
you watch the stream, then you leave or whatever, and then suddenly you just start seeing other games being uploaded as walkthroughs or whatever the fuck, or playthroughs, whatever. And he only streams once a day. That'd be something.
I will not have stream chat open when I stream this game. Much like when I streamed Until Dawn way back in August, I am not going to allow myself to be spoiled. I am not going to, I'm not going to have any of that. It's going to be me in the game, and yes, it'll be streamed. So just know, if the stream goes down during the week, oh no.
Wait, what?
Huge things. I made some decisions. Number one, I will not have stream chat open when I stream this game. Much like when I streamed Until Dawn way back in August, I am not going to allow myself to be spoiled.
I thought when he streamed and played games back then, he never interacted with chat before. So why would he need to close chat on his end? Huh?
I am not going to, I'm not going to have any of that. It's going to be me in the game, and yes, it'll be streamed. So just know, if the stream goes down during the week, oh no, tough. I'm going to be focused on the game, and if that happens, I will recommend, if you want the absolute best experience watching me play this game, to watch it on demand on DSP Gaming. Once the videos go live, do not try to watch it live stream, because I'm not going to have my attention focused on the stream. It's going to be hyper-focused on the game, all right? Number two, no face cam.
What a wild thing to, advertise. Guys, I'm going to play this game, and I'm going to focus on the game.
About it overnight. I was debating it, and even though a lot of people like face cam, ultimately I've decided it would be too distracting. I want to focus on the game. I don't want to worry about, am I in focus? Am I having funny reactions? No. I'm here to overnight. I was debating it, and even though a lot of people
holy shit, man,
like face cam, ultimately I've decided it would be too distracting. I want to focus on
the game. Well, how is it distracting, right?
I don't want to worry about, am I in focus? Am I having
focus?
Funny reactions?
Am I having funny reactions? I thought this dude, is a real dude when he plays games. When you're watching him play, you're seeing the real Phil. And now he just casually says that he would think about making funny faces. This dude, always says that his audience are, adults and not kids. But then why does he want to make funny faces for us? Okay.
Actions, no. I'm here to play the game. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm focused on. So there will not be face cam.
So you think he does that now when he streams? Does he actually think about making funny faces? Probably.
This is going to be an homage almost to my original playthrough of Fallout 3, which didn't have face cam. Back then it wasn't about visual quality. It wasn't about gimmicks.
Oh, man.
It was about
guess what? When Fallout 5, I guess Fallout 6 comes out, he's going to have face cam in it. So that's out the window. Fallout 4 has face cam.
Game and having fun, and that's ultimately what I care about. Okay.
Go.
All right. So that's how I'm approaching it.
You can see there's little
multiple live streams on Monday, continuing throughout the week. Videos will be uploaded to DSP Gaming starting on Monday. and it'll continue throughout the week till we get bored. If near the end of the week, okay, I really like the game, but I don't want to go too crazy with it. I don't want to get burnt out and get frustrated or whatever, because that's what tends to happen. If I play the same game like a marathon all week, I'll start to get burnt out on it a little bit. I've got a lot of other stuff to go back to. I would love to go and get back to WWE 2K16's My Career Mode, which has been on hold for a while now. I would like to get back to a post-game session of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, because I unlocked some post-game missions, and there's an Easter egg that I have not done yet in the game that I would like to do. And with the Call of Duty zombie stuff that I did actually earlier today, we were very close to actually beating this zombie map and getting the trophy for doing the Easter egg. We were close, but we were like close but no cigar. We were right there and we kept failing. So I'd like to do that too. So there's tons of stuff for me to do if I end up getting bored with Fallout 4. All right. And so later in the week, then we'll do that kind of stuff, okay? We'll see what happens. And if you want daily updates, check out my Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP. That's where I'm going to...
Why is someone calling my phone? Look, dude, I'm busy. I'm just gonna decline it. I was trying to get it to send it to voicemail, but I don't have that option. But whatever. It's stupid. Fucking stop calling me. And it was like, I'm sure they're gonna say something stupid like, "Oh, Theo, you need more car warranty insurance policy. Get more. You have one. Why not get two? Why not get five?" And I'm like, no. Can I give you Phil Burnell's number? Call him. He needs it.
Update you on that kind of stuff. All right. Okay.
All right.
Finally, let's address the nonsense.
Let's touch the goatee.
Drama. Let's get all this stuff out of the way before the playthrough even
drama
begins. All right. Number one, if you're watching this playthrough of me playing Fallout 4, I'm going to strongly recommend a few things to you. Don't read the comments of the videos.
Don't read.
And I'm going to be honest, if you really don't want to be like spoiled or whatever, do not even join the stream chat. Even though I'll have a stream chat live.
I love when he says, "Don't come to stream" or whatever. It's just, it's really the meme of like, don't go there tomorrow. And there's like, what? It's like something's gonna happen in stream chat. Don't show up. That's what it sounds like.
Potential for spoilers is sky fucking high. If there was a game where people would want to spoil it, this is gonna be it. And like I said already, there's been people all over social media trying to do so. I strongly recommend you stay away from the video comments and you stay away from the stream chat if you don't want to be spoiled. That's going to be number one, all right? Because I'm not going to be actively policing them. Like I said, I'm going to be playing the game. That's my focus, to put out a quality playthrough for you.
Well, he doesn't want... But you know what's funny? He says that, but clearly he doesn't want to read chat because then he'd be spoiled. And his enjoyment is the most important thing to think about, by the way. Don't you fucking say, what about my experience? Fuck that. His experience is important.
Why am I doing an advanced review copy coverage of the game? Why am I doing it before midnight, right? How did I get the review copy? Well...
Wait, so he played it even before midnight?
I am a partner with Machinima, and being that I'm a managed partner, they've been trying to get opportunities for their managed partners over this past year, and there have been a few times when I got...
This dude always told us how Machinima didn't help him at all. At all! And he was like, they tried to get me some opportunities. Okay.
A few free copies of games earlier this year.
Ooh, free
but
copies.
I never really got an advanced copy, and I did...
Wait, what?
Opportunities for their managed partners over this past year, and there have been a few times when I got a few free copies of games.
Why didn't he turn it down? Phil, you're supposed to be the gamer for the people. The people's gamer.
Earlier this year, but I never really got an advanced copy, and I did express to them when they asked me a few months ago and they said, what games would you be very interested in playing? I said, listen, if anything, obviously Fallout 4.
This dude will sit there and be on his little high horse like, oh, guys, I would never accept an early copy. I'm so cool. I would never do this. And then this dude is like, I explicitly told them I wanted Fallout 4. I'm a huge Fallout nut. I want Fallout 4, baby. And they're like, yes, Phil, we'll give you the early copy. This dude is so fucking lame. And in the little Marvel video, he says he gets all these offers from indie games, turns them down. Which, by the way, is really funny. From a guy who's like,
Give indies a chance. Indies should have more reach, man.
he doesn't want to give it more reach. Why would he, right?
Correct?
And then like, yeah, he turns it up because they're indies, but you know damn well he would do any opportunity with a big AAA game. Obviously, because guess what? Those are more expensive. So getting them for free, oh hell yeah, he would take it. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
It's the
All it's gonna take, honestly, this may be a new op for someone, I guess, maybe. If you pose as a like Nintendo, maybe not Nintendo, like just a company or whatever, and offer him to play a new AAA game early and all this stuff. I wonder if he's gonna reply to that email and say,
Yeah, man. I would love it, man. Yeah, dude. Let's talk it out.
and see where it goes. But I mean that's you never know. You never know where it's gonna go.
That's the game that put me on the map.
On the
And
map.
so they went to work and they worked with Bethesda and they put me on the list and they got me on the list for an advanced
They
copy.
went
And
to
let me tell you,
work.
it was a lot. Like they not only I had to put my name in the running, give them all my personal information. I had to sign.
And look at this! Look at this! He's making it sound as if it was some extraneous amount of work.
I had to put my name in a list. I had to wait to be called on. Then I do this, I do that.
Like, wow, man. So cool.
Almost like an affidavit. It was like a digital affidavit I had to do in
An
emails.
affidavit, wow. This dude will tell you, he gets all these offers. You listen to this, and it's like, he never got these offers before.
Saying, I will not violate your embargo rules for this game. I will not, because I had this game since Friday. I could have sucked fucking.
Dude, he shits on so many people for kissing the scrotum of all these companies to get these early copies. And look at him. He immediately started like, I had to, man. I could do all this. I have it, man. All this shit. This is the behavior. If this was any other streamer, do you see what saying this guy's a shill and he's fake and you should never watch him?
Fucking started back then. But I had to sign this big, this legal thing where I've never seen it ever. Anyone had to ever do that in an email form before like that. I had to do it to get an advanced copy of this game. So it was a lot of work, but I think it was ultimately worth it. This, like I said, this playthrough, to me, this game is probably the biggest game, quite honestly. I'm being very honest here. That I've ever played on YouTube since the beginning. And the reason I'm saying that is this simple. It's a callback to my original roots. Like I said, the Fallout 3 playthrough was...
I thought Street Fighter was his roots.
The playthrough that made me synonymous with Let's
See how
Players
funny
on YouTube.
this video is?
Lots of popularity.
It's hilarious.
It's a game series that I've loved. I love Fallout 3. I loved Fallout New Vegas. I've done multiple playthroughs of the games for YouTube, which is something I rarely do for games. I do completionist runs of those games. And people love when I do this kind of game.
He says this, but he never did a second run of Fallout 4 until this year. But which is it's a very manufactured reason why he's playing it this year. But he played it, said it was a 9 out of 10, loved the game, never went back to it. Then only went back to it because of the Fallout TV show.
And so for me, especially at this point, with all the nonsense I've been putting up with this year, my channel now being under attack for months and me having actual business...
Under attack.
Negative effects on my business because of the fucking bullshit copyright strike abuse against my channel, which has been completely falsified, but hurt my channel, taking my channel out of YouTube search results for 2 months and basically killing me, taking away thousands of dollars of business revenue that normally I would have this time of year.
Dude, and the other peak thing about DSP this period, he would always squeeze that into his little vlogs every time. If there was a chance for him to mention it, he takes it all the time. It was ridiculous, and it's kind of silly he mentions it here about a game he got early.
This playthrough is really fucking important, and I want you to understand something. Important. This is not a playthrough that I think is immediately going to get tons of views. Do I expect on the first day of me playing Fallout 4 to get hundreds of thousands of views? No.
No.
Because the bottom line is lots of people are going to say, this is a game I want to play for myself, not spoil, but then I would love to see Phil do a playthrough of it. So I'm happy for those of you who aren't going to play the game and want to join me on release day or even tomorrow pre-release and watch me play it, come join me on stream, watch the videos on YouTube. For those who are going to play the game themselves, once you get a certain portion through the game, then come join my playthrough on YouTube. It doesn't matter if you watch it when I'm live streaming, if you watch it on demand after, or if you watch it weeks in the future. As long as you come and you watch it and you enjoy it because you want to feel
now
that
you have
kind
to
of
just watch
nostalgia factor,
everything.
going back to the roots where
all
I started.
the time.
That's what I'm feeling with Fallout 4. So if ever there was a game when I wanted to get an advanced review copy so I could play it a little early, it's Fallout 4. Now there's some people who
Look at this dude. This dude says I would never do it. He would do it for Fallout. He would do it for Fallout.
called me out and said, but Phil, you've said in the past that you're against advanced
here we
review
go.
copies. I said in this video that I'm against advanced review copies.
Here
I
we
am,
go.
because I feel that most people who get a game like this rush through it so they can get the review out, and the review is half-assed, it's not correct.
Wait, what?
That I'm against advanced review copies. I am, because I feel that most people who get a game like this rush through it so they can get the review out.
So if all these people, right, correct, decided not to rush it, would they be cool? That was the only issue you had, right?
Out, and the review is half-assed, it's not correct, and it's unprofessional. Yet those people work for the biggest gaming media companies, right? That's what I'm against. I think everyone should get the game at exactly the same time. There should not be an
So, but how does that make any? How does it excuse you, DSP? You got it early. They say, well, everyone should get it at the same time. Okay, so you agree. This is hypocritical.
uneven playing field. But the bottom line is,
But it's a very arbitrary thing, because who is he to say someone rushed through a game or that they're wrong?
that would be in a utopian world. If the world were perfect and there was no, no.
And you know what? I wonder, right? What were these professional review scores, correct? Like, what did IGN give Fallout 4 versus what KO Gaming gave Fallout 4? He gave it a 9 out of 10. So, for his sake, I hope that they gave it also a 9 and a 10. Because if they gave it an 8, then, man, he looks really silly, correct?
Evil, and there was no uneven playing field, and everyone was able to get a fair shake. Great. But I don't live in that world, do I? Do you? Because I don't know about that.
Do you?
I don't know about anyone who says that they're living at the top and they have no hardship in their life and it's the perfect world. We live
Oh
in
my
reality.
God,
And in
what?
reality, when I started on YouTube,
What does that have to do with
I don't
this?
know about that.
He's talking about a utopian
I don't
society.
know about anyone who says that they're living at the top and they have no hardship in their
What?
life and it's the perfect world. We live in reality. And in
Okay.
reality, when I started on YouTube in 2008 and I played
Alright.
Fallout 3, not a lot of people were doing what I was doing. I was one of the kind of originators of the long-form, raw,
Originators.
uncut Let's Play with
He
live
invented
commentary.
the raw content.
And so
Oh,
when I did my
buddy.
Fallout 3 playthrough, it exploded. It's now 2015. There are ridiculous amounts of people who do this, and there are ridiculous amounts of people who
Okay.
don't do it for fun like I do. They do it only for this. So there are
For
people who on
this.
YouTube have been uploading videos of Fallout 4 already because they want the views and they want that money,
They want that money.
you know? And
You
the bottom
know?
line is, if I didn't get an advanced review copy of this game, there would be other people who did, right? There's tons of other
Right.
people who got an advanced review copy like me, and they're
Correct.
going to be playing at 8 a.m. And I've even said this because people are like, "Oh, I don't understand." Like, listen, don't you think that
Listen.
people aren't at 8 fucking a.m.? Are you kidding me? You don't think not only are there going to be reviews out at 8 a.m., there's going to be full fucking playthroughs. Like 20 to 30 hour playthroughs are going to go live on
Wait,
fucking YouTube.
so-
Live streams up the
okay.
fucking wazoo on Twitch and YouTube
What?
at 8 fucking
I-
a.m.
I
Monday
thought
morning.
I thought you can't do a full playthrough that quickly.
I'm not even doing it
Okay.
until noon my time. So we're talking 7-8
Oh.
hour gap there
Okay.
from when the embargo lifts. That's when I'm going to start playing it because that's in line with my normal business as usual. And I'm not going to go out of my way.
Why would he do something early for his content? Correct. Why would he do that? That would be stupid. What a horrible thing to do.
Bend over backwards and change everything,
over
right?
backwards,
To get the
right?
crazy instant first view. I don't think that the people who are going to watch me play Fallout 4, excuse me, are the people who are going to rush out at 8 a.m. to watch someone play it. I think that there's people who just want to see it as soon as possible. At 8 a.m., they're going to watch whoever the fuck they can find playing it.
Okay.
Fine. But if you want to watch one of the originators
Then
of
why did he
YouTube
do
Let's
midnight
Plays,
releases
someone
for
who
all the
became
games?
popular when gaming was just becoming popular on YouTube, do a playthrough that's true to his roots, then join me tomorrow
True
and
to
join
his
me all this
roots.
weekend, as long as it takes
Look
for
how
us
much
to get through.
look how much prestige he has to put this game on. My roots. I'm going back to my roots.
And complete Fallout 4. All right. And that's
So he's
it.
going back to
Like, there's really
Evo.
nothing else to say. People
Like,
want
this
to
is
make
what
up
he
all
should
this shit.
say
Well,
when he
Phil's a
goes back to
hypocrite.
Evo.
No, I never said.
Go back to my
never,
roots.
ever. Did
Like
I
a
ever
fourth place
say
at Evo,
that
baby.
because someone got an advanced review copy of the game and because they're playing it a day early, that they're some kind of evil person? No, I said, but look, here's what I did say. Gee, you notice those people who got advanced review copies and right now they're live streaming because the copy just fucking showed up at their doorstep. They're already playing the game even though there may or may not be an embargo on it. And they're right now trying to get subs on their
Okay.
Twitch streams and shit like that.
And look at him today. He's trying to get memberships on his YouTube streams. But this dude, this fucking guy, man. Just because they played it early, they're trying to make it their job, right? Correct? But oh my god, dude, it's insane. He tells us every day how it's more meaningful that people like become a member for him and all this stuff. He does all this stuff for his fans and all this stuff. But when people play the game and they get subs, they're doing it clearly for the sub and not for the fun of it, apparently. Oh man.
Why do you think they're doing that? Versus
Why do you think they're
me,
doing that?
someone who's been around since
I love he does, and then like he played Fallout 4 specifically because of the Fallout TV hype, and he's like, these other guys, look at that, and guess what? He also played the game early, technically, because he played whatever version was on Xbox, and then before the next gen update. I mean, that's not really early access. For sure, but he started the playthrough early. That's how and then look at how he titled it. This dude does stuff for money himself. And he's sitting there saying, I would never do this for money. He played Fallout 4 just to monetize the Fallout hype. He titles the Fallout 4, I don't know if he titled the stream weirdly, but the video he uploaded had a very sus title. That's not to manipulate the algorithm to get people to click on your video and realize, oh, this isn't the next gen update and bounce. No, he did that for fun. He did it for fun, okay?
since 2008 who's been successful and has had my business now attacked nonstop by
Attacked
fucking sociopathic
nonstop.
douchebags who want me off the internet for whatever fucking reason in their fucking little lame-brained heads.
No, Phil, the SOK were cool, remember? He told us that the SOK was just criticizing him. Okay? Now the trolls are attacking him, but back then they were just criticizing him. I don't know what he's complaining about. This is what he loved, okay? Come on.
And they don't want to see someone like me of the old guard of YouTube succeed in this
old
day and age
guard.
anymore.
Yes.
Right? So that's why the past 2 months I've had
It's
thousands of
it's-
dollars of
your
lost
time is
business
over,
revenue that
old
normally I
man.
would have because my
It's
YouTube
time
channel
for-
has sunk
for
from
the,
the top
the
gaming
youngins
rankings
to come-
to the
to come
bottom of
out.
the barrel thanks to these sociopathic fucking dickheads.
Babies
So,
rise up. Gamer babies
in a perfect
rise up.
world,
It's our
if I
time.
were huge top of the tippy top on YouTube gaming, and if this business were burgeoning and making ridiculous amounts of money, I could say I'm going to be the moral authority for
Wait,
everyone.
what?
Huge top of the tippy top on YouTube gaming, and if this business were burgeoning and making ridiculous amounts of money, I could say I'm going to be the moral authority.
So if he had a lot of money, he would be a moral authority. But since he doesn't have that much money, he doesn't have to be. But this dude will go on and on about his fucking ideals. This dude, man, his statements are insane, and they only age poorly. This dude is sitting there saying like, "I'm just a dude, man. I'm not a moral authority, but today he's a moral authority." Oh my god, this is quite the image. when the cat is oh I don't know where the joke was gonna go.
Party
Never
for
mind.
everyone, and I'm going to set the shining example and say I will not play Fallout 4 until midnight because on principle no one should have the game before anyone else. Unfortunately, that's not the fucking reality we live in anymore. We live in a world where it's dog eat dog, cutthroat on YouTube. It's become all about business
All about business.
and not about the
It's-
enjoyment of the
It's
game.
all cutthroat. So since everyone else is cutthroat, I too will be cutthroat. You know, he acts like this, but then he's like, companies should stop treating their workers like shit, and then like step up and all this other stuff. But he doesn't understand that one of these other companies are like, well, this other company's doing fucked up shit. We can do fucked up shit too. Like that's why like a lot of people are very vocal about game developers using AI and saying they don't want it because if one studio does it, it's the only inch they need, and then they'll just take the mile. And they'll keep pushing that and all this other stuff. I mean, it may not happen again. It's hard to gauge what a company's gonna do. The only thing you understand of what companies do is what gives them money, and that's all you can understand of what they're gonna do and how they act.
Game and not about people actually having legitimate skill or having any kind of legitimate entertainment. It's all about fucking this. And when it becomes this, that's it. Why do you think there's been such a crazy decline of people who do the long form playthroughs versus the people who do highly edited stuff, right? Because now
Yeah, because it's not like that they naturally just want to put out content that is entertaining and good for people who watch their shit. Like this dude acts as if like if you're doing content and he starts seeing more people show up, wouldn't he be at least a little bit more like engaged with trying to make them stick around and all this stuff? The way he acts about his content has never changed, where he just takes his views for granted. He doesn't need to improve unless he absolutely needs to in desperation. He will do it. But when he's like that's what I was saying back then about his Kyo gaming video. He had that 1 million view review, and then after that, all his reviews tried to like mimic it, and it never really changed. He made this progress in his reviews, and then it just kind of floundered, and then plateaued, and never did anything with it. And then like it just declines naturally. And that's his content to a T. DSP Reacts, an idea that was new and fresh. It starts off strong, but since it started, he doesn't do any meaningful changes to it, and it just kind of meanders to like sinking. It's sinking, and DSP Throwback is another one of that, which is why it died faster. It's just DSP Reacts with a different paint, and when he does this political channel, it's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be hot for a few months at best, and then it's just gonna be like, okay, I don't care anymore, and he's gonna be forced to do it. He can't stop DSP Reacts as many times as he threatens it. He can't stop. He can't stop it because he has a membership base. There's no way he's not gonna do it. Like it's just no. He can't. He can't.
business end comes into it. People with lots of editing skill, people with lots of money and production value to go in and make something that looks more like a television fucking comedy show versus someone playing
How many like Let's Plays have you seen that looks like a TV show?
a video game. That's what's popular on YouTube now.
That's what's
And
popular.
that's not me, and it's never going to be me.
That's
Understand
not gonna
that.
be me.
For me to make this business work, I'm gonna have to scratch and claw, and I'm gonna have to do some variety in the content that I do, but I'm gonna have to try to do things and get advantages when I can. And getting a review copy
So,
and playing a few
Look
hours.
at this! Look at this dude! He's saying he would do anything to get advantage in the industry. He said he would do it if he has to. And now you talk to him, trolls ruin it, or it's gonna be, I am against it, so I'll never do it. This dude is so opportunistic with what he says, he doesn't believe what he says. He doesn't believe it.
2 hours earlier than everyone else for Fallout 4 is one of those ways, in addition to the fact that I'm dying to fucking play this game myself. So it's basically...
And now he's not going to
here's what
play it
I'm
himself. That's why he's doing it. But these other people that are doing it at 8 a.m., they can't possibly be wanting to play the game, right?
saying.
This dude, man.
Either I try to take means to support my business and let it be successful because of the negative shit that's happened to me this past year, or I'm gone.
Or
It's one
I'm
or the other.
gone. Or I'm gone. I have to do an early copy or I'm gone. This dude accepted an early copy and then is trying to guilt you into accepting that he got it. That is insane. Instead of just like standing up saying, I wanted to get this game early because I really wanted to enjoy the game, whatever the fuck he was trying to shill for 20 minutes. He then has to say, wait a minute. I have to make them feel bad. I have to tell them that I could be gone to defend getting an early copy. What? And I think he had Patreon at this point too.
You can't have it both
As well.
ways. You can't have me be the moral authority of
You can't
YouTube
have it both ways. You can't have me be the moral authority. My God, this dude brags about being the moral authority. And then he's like, how dare you hold me accountable for my own standards? And this is another thing DSP does all the time, where he is just sitting there getting mad when people hold him to his own fucking standards. Why are you like this?
to gaming, right? But then, but people are gonna fuck with me. They're gonna take thousands of dollars out of my pocket with false copyright strikes. You can't have it both ways. It's one or
That doesn't make... What?
of YouTube gaming,
Okay.
right? But
So, if you want to be a moral authority, you can't also have him be a victim? What?
then, but people are gonna fuck with me. They're gonna take thousands of dollars out of my pocket with false copyright strikes. You can't have it both ways. It's
What fan would want him to be hurt? And is he... The most I can think of is he's talking to his trolls that would hold him accountable for this. But the thing is, yet again, this guy told us that these are his own fucking standards. And when we're like, Fate Phil, this goes against what you believe in, that's fucked up. This is what I mean. For years, this guy's been weeding out his audience if they had a critical thought. If you thought this, you're instantly labeled a troll and he'll exercise you from the fucking community. But if you're dumb and agree with him, he welcomes you. You have to be such a brain-dead viewer to like be a fan. And I know that's toxic and mean, but dude, I cannot believe the shit I hear from this guy. He's literally telling people to not hold him accountable by his own standards. But he wants everyone else to be held accountable for what he believes in. Why should anyone be held to his own standards if he can't follow them?
It's one or the other. At this point, I can't stand on a soapbox and say, well, I'm better. I'm going to be morally better than the others and not do it because I need to get in there with the upper people.
He needs to be up there with the upper people, man. But this dude would tell you every day, people love me and they support me because I remain who I am. I never changed. But you have a video like this, like, I need to change. I need to chase clout. I need to get early copies to exist or I'm gone. All right.
I need to get a boost to my business. I
He
have
needs
to.
a boost.
It's just black or white has to be done.
It has to
And
be
a
done.
lot of people might have issue with that. Fine. You have the
Fine.
right to have issue with me getting an advanced review copy, but
Okay.
understand I'm doing it to save the business. A
He's
lot of
doing it
people
to
who've watched
save
me
the
for
business.
years, love my content, want me to continue to do it, but then they have issue with me getting an advanced
He's
review
doing
copy.
it to
Well,
save the
it's this
business.
or I don't exist anymore. And I go get a 9-to-5 job somewhere, and I don't make YouTube videos anymore, and you don't hear from me anymore. So
Good.
what is it that you really want? Really think of the good and bad weighing here.
Think about
And
it.
I think
What do you want? Think about it. Do you want me to follow my own beliefs or not? Like, the fact he's saying that is bad. No one, like, if you're saying to someone else, should I be held accountable for, should I hold myself to my own standards, yes or no? Like, why are you asking that? Don't you believe in what you fight for? Like, what? Oh my god.
most people with a logical mind who actually enjoyed my content over the years, who really watched the original Fallout 3 playthrough, man, I don't mind Phil playing this game a few hours early if it means that maybe, just maybe, his business can get a little bit of a boost and this playthrough can get some popularity.
Well, yeah, people didn't care or they shouldn't care or wouldn't care or whatever the fuck. But the fact is, look how this dude cannot even own up that it's hypocritical. fine, but get this, guys. I could be gone if I don't play this. And instead of just saying, yeah, I get this is hypocritical, and like, yeah, but maybe I'm starting to see, like, I don't know, like, this is why. Maybe, just maybe, you don't need to brag about your fucking beliefs all the time. If you don't want to sit there on video like, I did this, like, it depends on, pick your battles. Like, there's stuff that, like, people have fought against and then they done it, and they either fess up to it and they apologize and say, look, I can't change because this is just how it is, whatever. That's one thing. But this dude will do something like that's hypocritical and not at all acknowledge that, and then try to shame you into seeing that he had to do it. It was against, he couldn't stand up for himself or whatever.
Because he deserves it, and because
he
he's a hard
deserves
worker,
it,
and because we
My
like
God,
to see him play these games.
he
That's why he
deserves it.
survived for 7 years with all
What
the
do people
odds
deserve,
against him.
Phil? What do
And
I deserve? I make content that some people supposedly like. What do I deserve? Do I deserve a pat on the back?
turn out, and we're gonna check this stuff out.
Guys, I bought Persona 3 and I got the expansion pass because I deserve it.
And we're certainly not gonna start a lot of controversy about it. And let me tell you,
man.
oh my God,
Oh my God.
this ridiculous stuff that people are making up. People think
This is
that
funny.
like there's a wedding that I was supposed to go to.
This wedding is so funny to me because he told us multiple times the day it was gonna happen, and how he may need to bring his Xbox to cover the game. And then we were like, wow, he's gonna do that while at his at Panda Lee's at his brother-in-law's wedding, whatever the fuck, I don't know, whatever. Like, he was gonna do that and all this stuff, but then we were like, no, it wasn't this week, it was the next week.
And I'm not going to it because I'm going to play Fallout 4 because I'm making money. I'm greedy.
And I think like the wedding registry also got leaked, and I think even the wedding registry also was it debunked Phil. It debunked him.
Like, people are that fucking like that stupid and that drama queenish that they just want to make shit up blatantly. Right? Despite the fact that I haven't spoken about any kind of a wedding for like 6 months now. Seriously, like, it's been that long since I really even talked about anything. The fact that maybe there's personal stuff going on behind the scenes that people aren't aware of that isn't anyone's fucking business. And that's why. And the wedding's not even this week. That's the best part of the whole thing. This wedding that people are making shit up about isn't even this fucking week. It's next week. So if anything, it would be the stuff that I was going to do next week after I've played a week of Fallout 4 that would be affected by it. But they make this shit up, and it becomes fact because people make so much shit up. It's just because this is fact about Phil. And it's ridiculous because I'm not going to sit here and address every little thing. I'm busy. I've worked 2 to 3 12-hour plus days this week. Plus, I'm backlogged on stuff I'm supposed to be doing. After I make this special video, I still have to do the weekend preview, and I still have to do more gameplay before I can even rest today. And people, well, why doesn't he address every little thing? That's why. So please.
That's why.
Everything you hear, take it with a grain of salt. If it's something I haven't talked about, if it's some kind of ridiculous, massive drama, think about it. Well, let's see.
Phil, his face looks more like a thumb back then. I mean, it kind of looks like a thumb now, but it was like Mega Prime thumb mode back in the day.
Was known for long-form playthroughs, raw unedited footage in 2008. Now it seems like there's a new kind of big upper-class gaming YouTuber, and there's this group of people who really don't like him for whatever reason. All of a sudden, weird rumors come out around the time when he's going to play Fallout 4. Gee, I wonder why that would happen. I think you know why.
I think you know why.
This is how they think they're. This is the next step, right?
This is the next step to get him off stream. To say he was going to a wedding another day, huh?
Whether it's swatting, whether it's fucking DDoS attacks, whether it's false copyright strikes to knock me off of YouTube search
these
rankings
were all
and cost me
criticisms,
thousands
Phil.
of dollars. Now let's start more drama about Phil Sonoma will watch his Fallout 4 playthrough, which will probably be his most popular playthrough in a long-ass time. Let's do more shit. It's every possible thing. And, I'm not going to stop. I'm just not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to plug through it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have fun with Fallout 4 this week. I don't care about any drama. People undoubtedly will twist this video and make fucking bullshit out of it because they're fucking no-life losers who have nothing better to fucking do than stick it to that YouTuber that can't really do much about it, right?
Yeah.
If I were a giant YouTuber, people wouldn't give a shit. When, in fact, I could completely
Oh my god, this dude, man. If I was a big guy, no one would care.
When I was a much bigger YouTuber and people did things like DSP Cult Leader and stuff like that, I made up shit, people just brush it off. But now that I'm a
What? No.
smaller guy, oh, well now Phil doesn't have that clout anymore. And we'll start
It was
calling
like
shit
the
out
little
all the time.
domino thing. Like the DSP Cult Leader was just the beginning of it. And then like Evil AJ just kind of, sealed the fate.
Drama nonsense, right? It's
Right?
bullshit. I'm here to play Fallout 4 and have fun with you this week, and that's what I'm all about this week, and I certainly hope that you will join me this week for it, all right? The final thing, and this is kind of luck on my part.
Oh shit.
As you see, I have the Xbox One version of Fallout 4.
Luck.
Earlier this year, people were asking me, Phil, what version of Fallout 4 are you going to play? Because we're very interested in knowing what console. You know, you
What
played
console
Fallout
is
3
Phil
and
gonna
Fallout New
play?
Vegas on the Xbox 360, which was your console of choice last console
Whoa.
generation.
Okay.
So what console are you going to play it on this year? And there was a lot of things earlier in the year that was speculation, like, oh, it's going to be mods are going to come out first on Xbox One and stuff like that. And then of course it came out that it was complete horseshit. That wasn't the truth. That mods are going to come out everywhere at once, and
Alright.
it was just misinformation at E3 to try to get people to buy the Xbox One version over other versions. All right,
Okay.
and so ultimately a few months ago,
that face.
I made the argument. I said
smear.
I really like the Xbox One controller.
The controller.
It reminds me
Ah,
of the Xbox
yes.
360 controller.
The one thing,
It's
the one
comfortable.
thing that Phil is consistent about is his love for the Xbox controller. That's the one
I'm
thing.
gonna do a long form playthrough of this game and really spend a week or two playing it
The
solely.
one, you know what? Like back then, people probably mocked this, but honestly, the fact he stuck by "I love the Xbox controller," it might just be true.
I would like to have a nice, comfortable gaming experience, and this would probably be the controller that I would like it on most, and therefore I think I'm going to get this on Xbox One. And I kind of stuck to that. I even reserved the Xbox One version at GameStop at one point. But then when they asked me, do you want the advanced review copy? I said, all right, I'll take it on Xbox One, and that's what I got.
Sweet.
I've actually heard, I don't know how many of you heard this, apparently
The
the
review-
Xbox,
I got the review copy, I got it for
apparently the
free, you
PlayStation
didn't have
4
to
version of the
pre-order it.
game has terrible frame rate drops in certain parts. We're
Whoa.
talking like down to single digits in some parts of the game. Not to say that it ruins the game, but it's incredibly noticeable. But apparently,
Look at
both
this
the
dude. This is the dude that will buy something. And then if someone said, like, you see that with the K cup nonsense. A video is explaining why it's kind of a scam, and he got so offended because he bought it. This dude is such a child. He can't just accept that maybe the thing he buys is junk, but since he he can't just like it for what he bought it for. He can't stand that. Like, dude, I understand that Apple products are not like amazing, groundbreaking gamer products. I mean, they're but they're good. I enjoy them for what they are, and I enjoy them. Whatever. I understand the price is stupid. I'm not gonna sit there and say it's great, but I'm not gonna get mad at when people tell me, "Oh, Apple's dumb. They make terrible, stupid devices, whatever." Because I can at least understand that. But man, I'm not gonna let that deter me from preferring what I want to use. Because I'm not a little baby that needs validation from strangers.
PC and Xbox One versions don't have that issue. So if that is the case, I guess the stars aligned and a streak of luck must have struck because I got the right version of the game, and that's what I'm going to be playing starting tomorrow.
Man.
And I hope that you will
Able
join
guys
me if you
believe
can
this
on
guy was in his
stream
30s
or with the videos on demand on
during
YouTube.
this
If you
video?
are playing the game yourself and you certainly don't want to be spoiled, I completely understand. Check out my playthrough at whatever time
Dude,
you
his
feel
head
you're
looks
far enough into
smaller.
the game or when you're done with the game.
Look, it looks like a
because I
tiny
really
little
am gonna do my
ball
best to
compared
try
to what it
make
looks
this
like
very
now.
similar to that original, fun, unedited,
It's kind of unsettling.
raw, excellent playthrough from 7.
Oh, let's hear this.
Because I really am going to do my best to try to make this very similar to that original, fun, unedited, raw, excellent playthrough from 8 years, no, it was 7 years ago, now I'm right. 7 years ago, and it really is.
Man.
I'm playing this game.
He like really wants
feel
to
like
be
I've
like
come
a
full
E3
circle.
presenter.
I do. I feel like playing this game, it's like going back to where we started and showing that after 7 years of doing this, that I've turned.
Man,
it
you know, I
into
should have
something
done a
that's
meme saying this about
successful,
Persona 3
that's fun,
Reload.
that's
I mean, I
helped
kind of said
people
because
over
it did
the
make me
years
feel
for various different
nostalgic
reasons,
when I
that's
played
entertained
Persona
people
3
for various
FES.
different reasons,
But I
and that is
should
something
have
that
done
needs to
done a
stay,
full
something that's
DST
meaningful,
on that.
something that is not just like a thing that's a flash in the pan and gone, but it will
well.
eventually be some kind of a lasting note in YouTube
No,
gaming
I
history.
got okay.
And that's
You
why
should do when
I'm
they do the
so
expansion
fucking
pass,
stoked to be here and share this experience
when the
with
answer
you
drops. I'm gonna do it
7
then.
years later.
Because I'm the only one who likes
That
the
is
answer.
all I have to say. I will see you all tomorrow for the premiere of my Fallout 4 playthrough. Hopefully you'll join me. Again, I will
All right.
remind everyone, do not check comments. Do not.
Okay, do not check comments. All right. So we got that. Now you go to. Oh my god. This dude, man, he's the most unfortunate person I know. Like everyone else, we all have our flaws and all this stuff. Sure, DSP got like the worst luck when it comes to that. Like, man, it's not gonna get better. Like, dude, like look how long the sleeves are. These sleeves at least cover his arms a little bit. Let's try to go back a frame. See, like it goes down there, and then you go here. It's like very high up. The shirt does not fit him. Like even the shoulder line. Look at the shoulder line. Usually shoulder lines are supposed to be like diagonal to the shoulder. His is like right up. That is tiny. This dude doesn't know how to shop for clothes. He needs someone to teach him how to buy clothes.
They don't have size. They don't explain how to get a shirt.
I want to talk about this big news story because this is something that I've been talking about for a very long time. And every time I mention it, I get a lot of people who they come back at me and they're like, "Oh, Phil, no. You see, you're full of it. You're angry because you're not an insider in the industry and you're not one of
You are literally back then in that video. He only said he was like, "Oh, people shouldn't get early review because they rush to the game, man." That was the only like thing he was mad about. And then since then it got worse and worse and worse and more toxic. And it's just being toxic. Like, dude, if you don't agree with it, that's cool and fine. Fine, be against it. But when he goes against something, it's like he shames you for doing it.
not one of the selected few that gets everything for free and gets everything early and yada, 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 okay? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to explain something to everyone before we even begin with the news story, so you have a frame of reference, okay? I used to be a very prominent YouTuber. It was a long time ago, but I was actually
Right,
regarded as one of
2015.
the top YouTube gamers in the world. I was
The
like
wor-
maybe arguably top 20 channels for gaming.
In
At
the
one point,
world.
I was never as big as the biggest, but definitely
I'm
people
not as big as the biggest, just a big YouTuber in the world. What?
came to YouTube to watch me play hot new games, to cover them and see what they were
Okay.
on release day. They would want to see my playthrough before they made a judgment about playing a
All
game.
right.
It was a long time ago, all right? It was. But it was absolutely black and white truthful. I was one of the well-known guys.
Black and white.
Back then, things were very different from today. There was no opportunity whatsoever for you to get early access to a game. Instead, everyone was on equal footing.
But he got early access. I mean, I guess he means like the late 2000s, like 2009, that period. But I kind of think early copies existed back then too, but whatever. Okay.
You had to go to GameStop, you had to go to your local store, whatever it was, to buy the game physically. You couldn't even get these games digitally at the time. You actually had to go buy a
What
physical
Ultimate
copy
Marvel's
of the video
Capcom 3?
game.
He got that early.
Now, I'm talking the years
Illegally,
that
by
I started,
the
so
way.
probably around 2009, all the way through arguably 2014, 2015. This is how it happened, okay?
Wrong.
It was around 2015.
Factually wrong. Let's hear that again.
Okay. Now, I'm talking the years that I started, so probably around 2009, all the way through arguably 2014, 2015. This is how
Incorrect. He got early copies in 2015, and I don't want to necessarily say before that, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were other early copies he got.
it happened, okay? It was
Okay.
around 2015-ish that everything started to go digital. Now you could pre-order games online. You could get everything loaded to your console early. And this also is when the practice of certain people getting early access to games becoming commonplace. But before that
Oh
ever
my god, the
happened,
encoding is overloading.
everyone
Shut
was
up.
equal, right? You had to pre-order the
Everything is
game.
equal.
You had to get in line whenever your local store opened. You had to pick up the game, come home, boot it up like everyone else, and then you got to play it. The only people who got early access copies were actually established gaming journalists.
So how did you get Fallout 4 early? He got Fallout 4 early. Was he an established gaming journalist? Was this guy lying? I remember there was like some Twitter I hate saying Twitter drama, but whatever, I think the guy's name was like Pixel Buster. I don't remember, but it was found out that he was this like kind of lying to companies to get review copies, and he wasn't reviewing them or whatever. It was really like it was something else, and people were just like, "Hey, this guy, he lied to get review copies." Was these be one of them?
Now, I say that loosely like this today because today that criteria is very loose, but back then, you actually had to work for one of these major publications, IGN, GameSpot, one of these things that everyone knew. Then you would get a game early, you'd review it
Like,
early, but everyone
again, this kind of shows how much this makes him look even worse, honestly, in reality. Because look, this dude got this game from Machinima. They did him a solid and got him the copy that he wasn't doing for review purposes. He said in this video, "Oh, I'm just gonna play it, man." So literally, he factually should not have gotten the copy. He weaseled his way out. He weaseled it out. And this dude will say,
I never get special treatment, man.
should he be in trouble for that? Come on.
but everyone else had to buy it. Me and everyone else on YouTube, we weren't getting stuff early, all right? And it was a very different era, okay? Everyone was on equal ground. If you worked hard to pre-order, get there, get home, get the game booted up,
And people
start
bring up the
uploading.
Dark Souls thing, but the thing is with Dark Souls, it was an exploit he used that everyone else used. So I don't necessarily like. I agree. It's hypocritical for him to do that, and that part I agree with. But I wouldn't say it's the same as the Fallout 4 thing, because Fallout 4 was him directly getting an early copy from a company, like they gave him the game, and all this stuff. Like Dark Souls 3, like anyone could have done that, because I think you had to go to like a Japanese Xbox marketplace and just download. Like you're telling your Xbox you're in Japan pretty much, and then you can just download the game, whatever. That's what people were doing. So that's why I don't necessarily consider it the same, but it is hypocritical all the same.
Uploading right away, you would get the day one boost in attention and views because of your hard work. And it was really equal to everyone.
Like it was an obtainable way to get early, so that's why I
was one of
don't
the guys known
consider
for
it the
always
same.
having that hot new game on release day, putting out the playthrough within 1 to 2 days. I was done with the game, and then I was on to the next, and you could see an early playthrough of that game right on YouTube and judge for yourself if you wanted to buy it. That was where I made my name back in the day. I was the guy who was kind of a Joe Average gamer. I wasn't great at the games I play, but I could show you a representation of what it would be like for someone without any prerequisite knowledge of a franchise to jump in and see if you would enjoy it at face value or not. Now, that was a lot of different times ago. You know what I mean? Like, very different.
This is Gamer News, by the way.
Very different from how
we
it
have
is
to
today.
like get the context.
Today, in the modern era.
It's funny.
You may notice.
He never mentions the early copies he got. He never did. And this dude is like, I never. And he said, I think he even said he never got them. He never got them. Sir, you did get them. This was an early copy. You got it early. Let's even read the description.
Fallout 4 is almost upon us. I've received an official advanced review copy of the game and decided to clear up some mass confusion / misinformation about the game, as well as explain how I'll be covering it and clear up some crazy rumors.
That's what he says here. By the way, shouts out the King of Hate Vlogs, and yeah, there you go. This dude, man, this fucking guy got an early copy, and he tells us in this video he never did. Got caught in a lie, Phil. You never did.
It's very rarely when anyone gets to play a game on release day and no one else does. In fact, I was just talking about Street Fighter. There's already people who have the Street Fighter patch. They have Akuma. They have all the
Okay.
balance changes. They're playing it already. Huh? It doesn't
Huh?
come out for another week and a half. Why does a select group get access to this and get to make content of it, but not everybody
Maybe
else?
they want
Right? Every time there's a new
maybe they want actual fighting game pros to like test it out to see if it's balanced. You know what I mean?
game, you always have certain content creators and streamers who just have the game early. And they're able to put out streams of the game, put out videos of the game, early impressions of the game, reviews of the game, early.
Early.
Can
man.
you get the game? No, but they can. What's up with that?
What's up with
Well,
that?
what's happened is the games industry has changed. It used to be, hey, if we put out a good game and the journalists review it early, we get a little bit of a popularity boost and people will run out and buy our game. Instead, what they realize now is that they can get monstrous amounts of free press from people by giving them the game early. And the thing is, it's kind of this, what's the word?
Oh my
You
god.
scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of a relationship. It's
Kind
not
of
necessarily
relationship?
parasitic,
It's not
but there's a
parasitic,
word where it's like
man.
two things working together, and I can't remember what that exact word is. I'm sure someone
what
will
is
say it in the
it?
chat now, but that's what it is. It's like if the game company gets over and the content creator gets over, then everyone wins, right? So how does this work?
How does it work?
Well, first of all, you have to be a symbiotic. People are saying it's symbiotic. There you go,
Symbiotic, okay.
symbiotic relationship. That's what it is.
Oh god.
You have to
learned-
be
you
of
learned
a
a new
certain
word,
stature
guys.
or a certain amount
You
of
know
of
what? You know
viewership.
what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen now. It's he learned a word. We're gonna hear it about everything.
The trolls are they're doing a symbiotic relationship. They think it's symbiotic, but it's not. We have a symbiotic.
Oh man, imagine if he told his fans him and his fans have a symbiotic relationship.
Guys, when you go to my stream, it's like a symbiotic relationship.
I hope that happens. I hope that happens.
Viewership. Is it a huge criteria? No, it's not. I can tell you right now, there are people who have less views than me who are in these agreements and relationships with game companies. Okay? I know it for a fact. I've seen some of them.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All those years of telling us he can't do it because he's not a big guy is now telling us he could do it if he wanted to. Which is it?
I've seen some of their content and their videos. Their streams and videos get less viewership than me, yet they get everything early. Okay? What they need to do is they reach out to these PR agents in the industry. Now, these PR agents are on social media. They have ways to reach out. And all you do is you say, hey, here's my channel. Here's my viewership. Here's the games I've covered. If you want to see the style of content I do, I'm interested in such and such games. Let me know. And these people work as middlemen between game publishers and content creators. And they'll send you, a bunch of information about, oh, what about
my
this game?
God.
What about this game? What platform would you like this game on?
Dude,
What about this?
he got this through Machinima though.
listed.
Whatever.
Right? So after you get all of that information
Supposedly.
hashed out, they will actually send you games early and for free. Okay? So you might say, wow, that's a win-win. I'm a content creator. I get a game early and for free, so I don't have to pay for it. And I get it before
Wow.
everybody else. What's the
Win-win.
drawback of that? Well, here's the thing.
Here's the
There's
thing.
a drawback if you're an honest person. Okay?
Okay.
Literally, there's a drawback if you're an honest person. If you're a dishonest person who all you care about is personal
Bruh,
gain,
dude, he got an early copy of Fallout 4. It said you cannot review the game, and he did it. So you know, are you a unmoral person, immoral person? I guess so.
then there's no drawback at all. You're 100%.
He's dishonest.
You're on. You're living easy, right? Easy Street,
So why did
right
you
down the fucking yellow brick road.
look at this? You're on Easy Street. Easy Street, Mister. I got. Oh, man. You know what? I'm gonna try to find the frame where he like shoves the box in our face. Because wait. There we go.
Bags versus me.
There we go. That's perfect. Oh man. I'm gonna try to make this the thumbnail. I gotta open it into like a program, shrink it, and everything. This is like perfect. It is like perfect thumbnail fodder. Wait. You know the little tongue waggle. Okay, we're not gonna look at that again.
But anyone else, if you have actual integrity or moral problems, you know, with not being able to be actual
Integrity,
honest
by the way.
with your audience, there's a problem. So allow me to explain.
He got this game early, and he's talking about integrity.
Okay?
Okay.
When they send you these early games, there is always an agreement you must sign in order to have access to these games. There is never a single instance where they will just mail you something and say, here it is.
They won't mail
Okay?
you a spoon.
There's been a few instances for me that did happen, but that was because Machinima, my old partner
Oh.
network, had no fucking idea what they were doing. Sometimes they would mail me a game I didn't even
What? They don't know what they were doing.
ask for. They mailed
him a game he didn't ask for. Look at the games he played in 2015 that Machinima gave him. These were games that he was definitely going to play. Like Uncharted. I mean, it's Uncharted. Gears of War probably. I think the only reason why he didn't play Gears of War the remastered thing was because he was playing something else. So it just this time didn't line up for him on that one. He got Rainbow Six Siege, I think, and then he dropped it. I mean, but these were, or was it? I think it was that and Star Wars. I think that's Star Wars Battlefront from Machinima as well. These were games he definitely would be playing for, and he told us multiple times he asked for games, like multiple times. They would give him these questionnaires. I don't know if he said every year, but he got a questionnaire from Machinima. He filled it out with like multiple games he wanted. And he got them. Okay.
They mailed me, I think Rock Band once, or was it Guitar Hero? I didn't even ask for it. They just sent it to my house. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know? But other times, you are under a legal agreement.
I kind of wonder if you go back in time, if that's even true. I almost want to say he wanted it because he wanted to do something different or new, but I'm not sure. And I'm not gonna look at it in this video, so, you know.
Agreement of how you can cover that game. So let's just do a case in point. Let's say, for example...
And also, you know what's even funnier? He got Rock Band for free, correct? And he put it behind a Patreon goal. So, not only did he get a game for free, he also charged for it. And his excuse was, oh, I don't know about the YouTube copyright system, man. Oh, man.
You were told you're going to get access to the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC for Elden Ring early. You're going to get it 1 week early.
This is so dumb. Okay, let's be fucking negative now. This fucker is gonna tell us the story about Marvel Rivals. And he's giving us examples of an unrelated game. Dude, you went through your backstory. Why not then just go into the news story? No, we gotta make it dramatic. We don't want to risk having the opportunity that someone may ask for a suggestion box, so we gotta fill up time.
You're gonna be able to make content. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many people will watch my content if I get to play the game a whole week early? I will get a boost in views, boost in attention, likely a boost in support on the streams, in the videos. People will go crazy if I got to play Shadow of the Erdtree a week early, right? So absolutely, I'm going to do everything in my power as a content creator to be able to do that, okay? Now, this is a hypothetical. This has not happened. I'm just saying this is an example of what will happen. So you're working with this PR agent to hash this out. And the PR agent would say, okay, what platform do you want it? Blah, blah, blah. You work all that out. And then they will send you an agreement. And the agreement will usually read to something like this. So, you agree by accepting this agreement and the copy of the game that you will only put out such and such content in such and such a way in such and such an order so as not to massively spoil.
Wait, what?
Agreement and the copy of the game that you will only put out such and such content in such and such a way in such and such an order so as not to massively spoil, or in a way...
Dude, he's making this... What he's saying is just saying, they give you a contract, it tells you either to stream up to a certain amount of time in the game, or you can only get to this part at this day, after this, whatever the fuck. That kind of shit. Okay.
That does not
My god.
hurt the game. What does that mean?
What does
Well,
that
first of all, a
mean?
lot of these games have timing of when you can do things. They'll first allow you to put out an early access teaser. Maybe you can only play the first 2 hours of the DLC, and then you can't upload or stream anything else. That's your limit. Then you get in trouble if you go past that. Okay? You're able to put out an early impressions video where you can only talk about the first 2 hours,
Okay, this isn't even that bad. Come on.
you know, transparently. Then you'll be told there's a review embargo, and you can formally review the game on this date, which is usually a few days before the game actually has a full release for everybody else.
Dude, he's acting as if this is like something that's shocking. Dude, like, just saying do not give you a full review or whatever, that's fine. The reason why some streamers, or most of them, whatever, do these advanced copies or whatever, probably just to play them and then just hang out. They don't need to sit there and talk about what they liked and disliked about the game to stream the game. Like, they could just play and have fun. But DSP is like, well, you can't shut on the game, so what's the point?
Okay? So you can't stream the rest of it, but you can at least make a review of it. Then, usually and typically, you're told you can still play the game early, maybe a day or two earlier than everybody else, and you have free reign to do whatever you want. So maybe it's like 2 days before everyone else gets it, you could play it and stream it fully, so you do. So what ends up happening in most cases, most new games already are in their entirety on the internet before the game even is available for public sale.
Okay.
Don't you think that kind of kills the whole idea of hype behind a
Dude,
video game?
games get leaked all the time at this point. Like, didn't the whole plot of that Wolverine game get spoiled? Like, come on.
Like, do you remember?
This is like really lame. This is like the kind of shit people like dogged on for Sakurai and did in Super Smash Brothers. Like, the reason why he didn't have a story mode after Brawl was because people would upload cutscenes to YouTube, and it's like, really, that's why? That's really stupid. And that's like the same logic here. Like, who cares? Like, yeah, it sucks to be spoiled, but it is what it is.
Do you remember the days when there was a big game release and everyone ran out to play it on day one, and all of a sudden the whole internet was a buzz?
And look at what happened in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They asked people not to spoil the game, and no one, well, I mean, whatever, no one really did. No one went out of the way to do it. I mean, people talked about the ending, I mean, before I beat it, but, you know, that's because I played it differently than others. Come on.
Talk about what you're experiencing in the game and the plot and the secret boss and stuff
And
like that.
And these are all case-by-case studies, issues. Not every game has the same requirements in the contract. They have basics that's all the same, but a lot of them are worded differently. It depends on the game. It depends if the company understands that this is a story-driven game and we can't afford people to spoil it, so even early access cannot go past this certain thing because we don't want that to be spoiled. And all this stuff. And it's also ironic that he is like saying this stuff, but he gets so mad at Atlus for trying to like restrict streamers from spoiling their games.
Now, literally the entire game is on the internet early. People know about how the game plays 2 weeks in advance because of the early impressions. People already know the first few hours of every game. The entire game is there a few days early. So what exactly is the hype behind the game today? And the answer is there is none. These
no
game
hype.
companies, in their hunger to create
Hunger.
hype for their games, actually kill all hype for their games with
Well,
this practice.
guess what? If these people weren't doing it, you'd say,
No one's really talking about the game. No one's like, there's no streams of it. So, like, I guess it sucks.
all the time. Like, dude, shut up. Shut up.
Practice. Back in the day, the reason that gaming journalists got copies of games early was a very good reason.
Oh my god,
Print-
I don't give a fuck about this.
And create an air of disingenuous content for game companies to be sending early, then judge if you want to buy the game on release day.
Okay.
All it does is spoil the game and create an air of disingenuous content for the
What?
internet. Allow me to explain what I mean by that.
Okay. Oh my god, dude, this is like torture. DC's making content
If
to
you are
torture
one of these
people.
content creators who gets games early, you're in the circle, as they
In
would
the
say.
circle?
You know all the PR agents for all the big publishers.
Do
They
see
know
the
you. They start
radiant
offering you things
lights?
early. They start offering you access. Hey, we'll fly you out to an
Do
event.
hear
You can
the
cover a game
beautiful
early. You know, you
chants?
get basically it's the life, right? How many
It's
YouTubers
the
that are
life.
big do you know that get everything early? They fly out to events. They do all this special hoity-toity stuff. Do you know why they get that? Because they're butt kissers.
Oh my god. Dude. Let's hear that again.
They know you. They start offering you things early. They start offering in the circle, as they would say.
So what does he mean by that?
If you are one of these content creators who gets games early, you're in the circle, as they would say.
How do I get in the circle?
You know all the PR agents for all the big publishers. They know you. They start offering you things
This
early.
dude really lives in sitcom land where it's like he thinks all these people go to these little like parties and they're like, hey man, hey Activision, this guy, this is Bilbo, and he loves Call of Duty. I gave him an early copy, so I think we should hook him up with more early copies of Call of Duty. And they're like, whoa, he loves Call of Duty, Bilbo? Okay, Bilbo's gonna get it. And then like another PR guy is like, Ubisoft, dude, this is Sally. She loves Watch Dogs. Give her early access to Watch Dogs Legion 3. And they're gonna be like, oh shit, fuck yeah, we finally got a Watch Dogs streamer.
They start offering you access. Hey, we'll fly you out to an event. You can cover a game early. You know, you get basically it's the life, right?
It's the life.
How many YouTubers that are big do you know that get everything early? They fly out to events. They do all this special hoity-toity stuff. Do you know why they get that?
Do I care? I mean, so what? Like, okay, yeah, they're a special treatment or whatever the fuck. Like, okay, if I don't like their content, then I'm not watching them. People can do whatever the fuck they want. So what?
Because
But again, in this video, DSP says it's fucked up to hold him accountable to his own standards. He says in this video he had to do this to save his business. Maybe these people who are going to these events are doing it to save their business and they don't want to end up making videos saying, guys, please support me. Guys, I know we have like 5 people in stream chat today. I really need the help. I got a bill due tomorrow. I don't know how Jasper Kitty's gonna eat. I don't know. We may have to sell a cat organ. And then they're gonna be like, what? And then they're gonna have to do crazy shit. Maybe that's why they do that, Phil. Ever think of that?
because they're butt kissers.
They're butt kissers.
Because they literally agree to all of these agreements.
And the thing that's the kicker to this is that it was a misspelling or an incorrect statement made in the contract that they fixed. Now, to be fair, you can look at it as, okay, yeah, it's an error and they fixed it, or you could see that, oh, they're just saying this because they got exposed and all this other shit, which is like, you know, that's just nature of the beast. I mean, a company can say whatever, and that doesn't necessarily mean everyone's gonna believe what the developer is saying, or a company, I should say. A company will say whatever it says to like save their ass too. That is also true, but like, he's reporting news about this, and it's just not even like professional. It's all like validating his own opinion and his beliefs. So it's like, why should anyone care about his opinion on this?
To get out and do good for themselves. But is it honest? Well, allow me to explain my take on this. Think of it this way.
Is it honest? Let me explain
You
my
get an early
take.
copy of a game. That game sucks. But you're told all you can do is 2 hours of gameplay. It's all you can show. All you can do is do an early impressions video. You can't review the game until a few days before it comes out. And then you get to stream that game 2 days early. If that game sucks, are you going to say in your early impressions that it really sucks, or are you gonna say?
But what's funny about this though is that if he's able to put out a review before it releases, then they could be critical then. I mean, yeah, they may not sit there and say it sucks, but maybe these people are just not negative little babies. I mean, come on.
You're gonna say, well, maybe there's some things I like and don't like. I can't wait to play more to find out.
But when they say like you can't review it or whatever. Like it it's ambiguous at best, and at most, I think they're just saying that they can't put out a thing that says my Fallout 4 review and just talk and review the game. They can sit there and sit on stream and say and probably say like, oh, this game is like, you know, whatever, fine, whatever. They could probably be a little bit more semi-critical, I guess, as long as it's not seen as a review or it has the impression of being a review.
If you say the game sucks up front, even if it does, who's going to care about you covering the rest of that game? No one. No one wants to see you stream it early. No one wants to care about your review. You already said it sucked in the early impressions. So
You know what's funny? I was watching Meerkat review, watch this, and he brought up Skill Up, and yeah, you know, it's funny. I kind of used to like their content a little bit, but he brought up another one I wasn't aware of. But I realized it with Suicide Squad. They put up an impression video, and this is like the peak of everyone saying it looks stupid and terrible. The impression, it was just nothing but like, oh, this game isn't as bad as like everyone said it. This is actually kind of fun. I was like, what? And then like the review comes out, and the review is like critical, but it didn't go all the way, and I was like, okay, all right. I've seen it all I can see, and then I moved on.
impressions videos out there do you really think you're going to say this game sucks? Nearly none. There will be a few people who will break the mold and be honest, but you'll probably usually notice those people who do that are not the ones who get games early all the time. Maybe every once in a while.
But you know, guess what though? It goes in both directions with that, because if they get shunned from a company because they said it sucks, then his fans are gonna start saying, hey, this company blacklisted this guy, so obviously this company is up to something or whatever the fuck. And then people may say, okay, I'm gonna be more careful about when these games release from this company. It can go both ways about it. So it's like I kind of feel that to some degree companies probably know that's a risk, and they probably say it's worth taking the risk because maybe the positives outweigh the negatives. But still, once they do that, then people are going to say, okay, this company cannot be trusted for day one releases.
While they do, and then all of a sudden you notice they don't do it anymore, okay? We'll follow that in a minute. So already, if you know you're getting a game early and you're going to get this coverage,
oh, we're hyping up
in the back of your mind, what are you thinking? Man, the more positively I talk about this game, the more people are going to want to see me play it early. The more people will want to see my review, and the more money I'm going to make. So why would I say it sucks? So innately, just the way that this relationship exists.
Look how this like encapsulates everyone that does it. If you just listen to it, he is saying that people will get these early copies and they play it and all this stuff to get people to watch the streams, and then they try to like lead them into watching the review where it's like critical of the game. That's bad because they're doing stuff that they agreed to, and they're still being critical at the review point. They're just not telling you because they want you to watch the review, so that's also bad. But then, with that logic, and this I kind of fell into just now, this guy does the same thing about his own content. How many times have you said, stay tuned for this, wait until the end of this, and we'll talk about this. Oh, you know, we'll get to this, wait for this, or whatever the fuck. He baits so much stuff. Look at the special streams he's been teasing. Oh, I'm gonna do this stream, it's gonna be very special, it's gonna be meaningful. Like, dude, you do the same shit. But I guess it's better because it's your own content and not someone else's, right? Correct?
It makes that person, that content creator, have a monstrous temptation to lie about the game.
But if they're not lying by the point that they review, is it really them lying? I mean, I know what he's... Again, this is a broad stroke he's kind of hitting everyone with, because he's not saying, well, there might be people who may not be inclined to be critical of the game, which is probably who he's talking about, but he says it in such an open way that you could easily just misinterpret it as him talking about everyone. It's so annoying. This dude like painfully explains stuff over and over to the point where it's ad nauseum. But with this, he's intentionally ambiguous. intentionally, because he wants people to apply this to everyone and then just say, okay, these people are scammers, so I'm gonna watch people like Phil who can't get it possibly. Like, come on.
You see? Now, of course, they can always hide behind the fact and say, oh, well, it was just an early impressions. I didn't really play the full game or whatever. But it doesn't matter. There's
What? Why doesn't it matter? It's an impression. Now, again, this dude literally saying this when he got the early copy of the game. And when people were like holding him to task about falling back on his own beliefs, he's like, well, it's okay because, like, my business isn't doing so good. But man, when you say, hey, you're not very critical of this game. Hey, this is my impression. Who cares about that? Who cares about that? So then why should we care about your business when you went back on your own fucking beliefs for that? This dude is so fucking lame.
The temptation will always be there. If you have personal gain and benefit from saying a game is good, why wouldn't you? Now, in addition to that, think of it this way.
Think of it this way.
If you continue to get things early, you will continue to get early access, early preview videos, reviews, and then streaming it earlier than everybody else. That's going to continue to make you money. That's going to continue to allow you to have business success on the internet.
Again,
So-
what are they doing to save their business? They don't want to end up having to go on camera and say, guys, I need you to tip me right now. The bills are coming. My impending day off is coming. Cat is hungry.
So why on earth, unless a game really was a bad dumpster fire, why on earth would you
Now
have
a game
any
needs to be bad? Okay.
incentive
Okay.
to say something was bad? And if you say
so you will only have the urge to say something is bad if the game is bad, implying that all these early copy games or whatever are good games. So then, why would they say something bad if it's a good game then? Oh man, DSP,
you say
shut
games
up.
are good, and these publishers now make money as a basis from your content, they'll continue to send you free stuff because they know, oh, you're their golden boy now. You're our money train. You're our
the
ticket.
golden boy.
If we give you early stuff, you make it look good, everyone goes out and buys it, and now we make money off of it, right? So it's this symbiotic relationship where you say stuff is good, you continue to get stuff early, you profit, they profit, and continue to send you the stuff early. That's the situation with these games, okay?
Okay.
Now,
Now,
that's how it's always been.
dude,
Literally,
his
that's
mic
how it
is
has
so fucked up. It cuts off in the middle of his words sometimes.
Okay? When you have review embargoes and you say you cannot actually...
I feel
talk-
like this setting he has for his mic is designed for the mic to be closer to his face. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like it's not meant to be that far away. Like, it would probably benefit me, in my opinion, like, compared to where the mic is for me.
talk about your feelings about the game till the day of the review. Literally, that is a not so written but unspoken rule. You can't criticize a video game till the review date. Okay? So let's say again, Shadow of the Erdtree comes out, what, late June?
I like it's an unspoken rule. He literally got a review embargo copy of Fallout 4. It said in the terms to not review until a certain day or whatever the fuck. That is true about every fucking contract. Come on.
What if I was told that I could review it 4 days before it comes out? I literally can only play the first 2 hours, and I literally cannot criticize the game during the 2 hours of gameplay because that's considered a review. I have to just play it and comment on elements of the game, like react to it, but I literally can't say this is good or this is bad. I have to just play it and then let the content speak for itself. And then when the review
It's
embargo,
funny. He says he can say it's good or bad before. Back in the day, back when he was on Twitch, he would only say you can't say it's bad. He can only say that it's good. Now it's you can't say it's good or bad. Okay.
lift, I can release a formal review and then I can give you my
So
opinion.
again, if the game is bad and the person's playing it and the game just looks bad, the consumer can make a decision on it. Like, this is kind of fear mongering in the presence of assuming people just don't have the willpower or whatever, and we have to like design content around that possibility that people may waste their money. Like that's just human nature. Like, you're not gonna learn stuff if you cradle everyone about this. Like, come on.
Opinions on the game. But everything up to the date of the review embargo is literally a paid advertisement. Now you might say, well, wait a minute, how is it a paid advertisement if you didn't receive any monetary compensation from the game publisher? Because compensation doesn't have to be monetary. Compensation can be attention, views, and exclusive access. And that's exactly what it is. You are paid with exclusive access to a piece of content to then not talk honestly about the content until a certain date. That is called paid exclusivity. That's exactly what it is. It's a actual paid advertisement. So that is why you'll notice whenever these companies do these promotions and give these gamers this stuff early, they have to put, usually in the video descriptions, in the posts on social media, #ad.
Let's hear that again.
Do these promotions and give these gamers this stuff early, they have to put. So that is why you'll notice that is called paid exclusivity. That's exactly what it is. It's a actual paid advertisement. So that is why you'll notice whenever these companies do these promotions and give these gamers this stuff early, they have to put, usually in the video descriptions, in the posts on social media, #ad.
#ad.
Now, back in the day, he would go on and on how these like early copies, they would be dishonest because they wouldn't tell you that they got them for free and all this other stuff. And then like over time, YouTube and Twitch started to crack down on that, saying, okay, you need to have #ad if it's sponsored. You have to like notify the viewer so they can understand what they're watching. To be more honest and transparent with the viewer. And he's saying that this is a bad thing now. That all they do is because they got early access. It's so that the viewer can understand that it's a sponsored fucking piece of content. Does that make them honest? This guy says, oh, these people are dishonest, man. But they're being transparent that the content they're putting out is sponsored. So they can easily, so the viewer can understand that maybe I shouldn't judge a purchase off of this. I can get an idea of what the game looks like, but maybe I should like hold off a little bit until I see like some more stuff about it. But again, we can't possibly think that because we have to assume everyone's stupid. Because it's much easier to think everyone's an idiot, right?
But the thing is, no one cares. Literally, no one pays attention to that. They all just say, "Oh,
that's the thing. No one cares." Okay.
This big streamer who I know got a game early. Let's go watch them play it." Unbeknownst to you,
dude, you think they're watching them because of the game? This dude keeps assuming people watch people for the game. They watch it for the person. The people are watching the big streamer that got a sponsored game. Maybe they're watching them because they like the dude and they don't care. And you're saying that's a bad thing? So they should just not watch what they enjoy because the dude got a game early? Like, shut up.
They literally can't be honest about what's in that content. It's all fluff. It's all advertisement because they can't review the game because that's a breaking of their terms of service or their user agreement with the publisher to get that game early. And this happens all the time, but no one pays attention to it, and we all just act like it's normal. It's because it's been normalized now. It's normal that people in the industry get stuff early and cannot be honest about it because it's an ad, but we just accept it.
Dude, this has been a thing for years, though. People said the same shit about, like, game reviewers, game journalists, like, even G4 TV, everyone's favorite gamer network. Dude, there's, like, videos of it's a fun deep dive. I did a stream of it years ago. Watching all of Cesar's Soapbox, little Adam Cesar videos that he uploaded over time, and it is really funny. Because I remember like when I was like younger, I was like, wow, this is like this guy gets it. He's cool and all this other stuff. Blah blah blah. I rewatched it, I'm like, this guy sounds like DSP and he sounds insane. And you know, it's Adam Sessler, of course. uh, he even then he was like he was responding to like emails saying, "Oh, you're paid off by Sony to love Killzone 2 or whatever the fuck," and he was like, "I did never accepted a copy of the game from Sony. I play the game. I am a reviewer. I love games. You fucking idiot!" And he was going crazy. It was wild. You know, it was something else. This is going on for years, and he's like, actually, this is something brand new, or it started like 5 years ago.
So these people who are the golden boys of the gaming industry get everything early, kiss its butt, make tons of bank doing it, continue that vicious cycle of over promotion for literal nothing. People keep throwing them fucking money and popularity, and then you get game after game after game that comes out that sucks shit.
Yeah,
but
that's the problem. It's not the either crunch dev teams, the rush products, the cloud chasing companies do to try to make bank off a game, or cutting corners or anything like that. No, that's not the problem. The problem is very simple. It's the shill streamers. That's the problem. Obviously, if they didn't exist, Suicide Squad would have been a good game. It would have been a flawless game. Obviously.
But you fell for the trap. That's what I hate about modern gaming. Back in the day, 10 years ago, it was all everyone on equal ground. Go buy the game. Go play it.
No.
Put the content up at the
10
same
years
time.
ago,
And everyone can
2010?
be honest.
No.
Today, it doesn't even matter if you're honest. There's already 10 to 15 people who have kissed the game's butt because they got paid to do so. It's a horrible, horrible slippery slope that we have slid the fuck down and don't realize we're sliding down. Okay?
But you can find other reviewers that are honest. Like, it's up to you to like pay attention to that. Oh man.
Now you might say, why in the holy hell is Phil bringing this up today? Well, I'll tell you why. Because finally, for the first time, we actually have concrete evidence it's happening.
We didn't have evidence in this video? This isn't evidence? Your Honor, this is evidence. This is evidence for what's going on. Obviously.
It's not just speculation anymore, all right? It's actually concretely happening with this game Marvel Rivals, okay?
Okay.
Marvel Rivals is a game, as I already stated, it kind of plays like Overwatch, only you control characters from the Marvel Universe. The Hulk, Thor.
Oh my god, and we get an
Spider-Man,
advertisement! We get a fucking advertisement! Wow, we talked about early reviews. Okay, so it's being exposed. So there's this game, Marvel Rivals. It's like Overwatch. Think Hulk as Tracer.
All these really cool, notable characters from, especially from the MCU recently.
Are you gonna play it,
It's a team-based game, and it's basically third person, but you sometimes go to first person to do like ultimate abilities and things like that.
And
So
also
people
just keep in mind, he's saying all this stuff, but this guy did the Twitch bounty system. He played LOL, and the whole time he kept pretending like he was gonna play the full game. He was in full LARP mode playing. He was like, "Yeah, man, oh, this game is so good. Oh, it's so much fun, man. I can't wait for the full game, man. Wow, it's like an MMO or whatever, a MOBA."
People are currently playing it in the early alpha stage, meaning it's not even in beta yet. It's just alpha. They're designing the game based on, you know, feedback and the like. And right now, some streamers already seem to have keys, and they're playing it, and they're handing out keys to others on their streams. You'll find
Whoa.
social media right now is full of posts about Marvel Rivals.
Whoa. Okay.
But you might not actually realize what's going on.
Whoa.
Well, guess what?
He's gonna
Someone
blow the lid off it.
whistle blew. Someone spilled the
Man.
beans.
He really.
I'm gonna read this
man.
directly from.
He's acting as
a
if this is like as important as like the Boeing shit that's been going on. He really wants that shit to happen in the game industry.
tweet from
Dude, a Boeing whistleblower. He
a
exposed
seagull. That's
Boeing for
actually
making
the
bad
actual
airplanes,
address
and then he
on
was
Twitter,
found
a
dead.
seagull. Extremely disappointed in at Marvel Rivals. Multiple creators asked for key codes to gain access to the playtest, and they're being asked to sign a contract. The contract signs away your right to negatively review the game. Many streamers have signed without reading just to play the game. Insanity. They then posted up
Insanity. What if they just want to play the game? This is like, okay. I feel there's always a new generation of people finding out this like fact, and we'll always get this news story. Like in like 5 to 10 years time, there's gonna be another account that's gonna realize, wait, there's a contract and it says this, and then it's gonna just happen again.
up the actual screen grab. I'm going to read you the actual word for word part of the contract that people are required to sign to get this game early. Are you ready? Word for word.
Word for word.
Section 2.1, non-disparagement. The content creator agrees not to make any public statements or engage in discussions that are detrimental to the reputation of the game. This includes, but is not limited to, A, making disparaging or satirical comments about any game-related material, such as in-game features, characters, or music. B, engaging in malicious comparisons with competitors, or belittling the gameplay or differences of Marvel rivals, or providing subjective negative reviews of the game. Wait, huh?
Whoa.
Did you listen to that final portion?
No, I fell asleep.
Or providing subjective negative reviews of the game.
Of the game.
But DSB, aren't people pussies for saying it's my opinion?
It didn't say providing subjective reviews. It said providing subjective negative reviews of the game.
So then they can
Literally
just actually
in
bad.
the contract for Marvel Rivals
You know,
to get.
they could just say that then. I'm not saying an opinion. I'm stating a fact. The game sucks, buddy. And then they can go laugh away. They can go laugh away. They get Marvel Rivals is a shitty game, and then Disney's gonna say, "Hey, you can't say that. And that's a subjective negative opinion." I'm gonna say, no, stupid. I'm stating a fact. Okay, it's a fact. The game sucks. Nah. And then they're gonna have to eat it.
Get alpha access, it says you can't criticize the game negatively. You can only say it's good. Now, this is a bold move. Okay?
Whoa, a
Like I
bold
said,
move.
Up until now, most of these game publishers have not put this into writing. It's been the unspoken rule.
And then the unspoken rule part, like, shut up.
Right? There were content creators who would do the early access agreements, get the game early, play it, and then criticize it. And then what would happen? The agreements would never come again. They would just be blacklisted from those services, and you'd never hear from that PR rep again to get access to another game. Oh, that's the guy that said our game wasn't good. Fuck that guy. I guess he just doesn't understand how the industry works. Right?
What if that's not what they think? They're just like, oh, this guy is like being critical. You know, nah.
But in this case, they are outright putting it in the contract, saying if you criticize our game, any portion of it, if you satirize it, if you compare it with another game in a negative way, if you say any part of our game
Now, if everyone's up in arms against this, right, and this did force them to like rewrite the contract, DSP would not see this as a win. He would still see this as a negative. But also keep in mind he has fought for the fact that people supposedly don't care and all this other stuff. If they didn't care, why did people speak up? Why was this a big thing then?
is negative in a subjective fashion, you terminate your agreement and you lose access to the game, and likely you'll get blacklisted and never get access to games ever again. So I want you to think about that.
Think about it. Think about it.
Okay? Again, this is something that I've been saying for years and years, and everyone's like, oh, that's not true. Here it actually is in black and white.
No one said no one said it wasn't true. They were just saying that you're just being toxic to other people who may not even be disingenuous when they get them. Like, dude, like, he doesn't understand. He's generalizing like an opinion. Like, he's saying this is bad across the board. But what about the people who are not those shills and get these early copies, and they actually do good reviews. And what if their good work is enough to keep giving them more free games from the companies? What about that? Like, should we discount that? I mean, there is something, like, you can tell when, so I feel to a degree that some people may, like, you can feel however about people who you watch, and you can sit there and say, I think this guy's being honest because the criticisms seem genuine. But then you may say that this other guy may not be going as critical, so maybe he may be a shill, whatever. I mean, you can come up with your own determination about anything. But this guy is just saying everyone in general. Like, there were people who were DSP fans that responded to him in the past saying, hey, I do this for a job. I need these early copies because I need to play these games to reach deadlines and this and that. I'm not a shill because I'm actually, like, critical about these games that I play or whatever. Like, he's kind of insulting other people's integrity without even knowing about who they are. He's insinuating that people who do this stuff are all this way. If that's the case, why are some people speaking up against the Disney contract then, right? Correct?
The contract. I didn't make that up. I read it word for word. All right? This is where gaming is going because people have allowed that slippery slope to get steeper and steeper, and they keep flying down it at a rate. You ever see National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where Clark Griswold gets on the sled, the metal sled, and he puts the lubricant on it, and he sits down, and he just careens forward like a rocket through town.
It says a lot. I was watching the DSP Reacts yesterday through Meerkat's stream, and there was that video he was watching that intercut all their stuff like Nostalgia Critic and all that stuff, and this dude sat there like, Nostalgia Critic, that reference. This dude is such a dunderhead. Like, he's such a fucking baby that he literally is the guy that claps at references. Like a kid, like you're dangling keys in front of a baby's face. Dude, I know that. That's the Nostalgia Critic. But he wasn't paying attention to what was being said in the video. He just clapped because he saw Nostalgia Critic. And he's doing this, and he has to give us a fucking reference to make a point. So we can clap and say, dude, he's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
And it burns a hole in his ass, right? That's what's happening right now in the games industry with this early access bullshit. Literally, we have gone so far ahead of anything acceptable or reasonable. People are literally getting early access and getting so many benefits to it. Tons of views, tons of cash rolling in because they are the exclusive people who get to play the
their
games
business
and do the early impressions and the early reviews, and they just reap the benefits, and the cycle continues. And you want to know the really sad fact about all of this, folks?
Oh, shit.
Here's the really sad fact about all of it. All right, you ready?
Are you ready?
That was the wrong thing.
He got it wrong. I love that one is always incorrect, and he never fixes it. He will never fix it. Never. Never.
Most people have no problem with it. Most people think that this process...
Oh my god.
That was the wrong thing I just clicked. Most people have no problem with it.
Yeah, because what if they're not watching those streams that are sponsored to, like, get an opinion of the game, and they just want to hang out?
Most people think that this process is fine and dandy, acceptable, and should just continue. It's fine.
Just because people... This is so stupid. Listen to what he just said. He said that people think it's acceptable because they don't care. They don't care, so they think it's acceptable. What's the correlation? If I don't care, that means I don't care. It doesn't mean I agree with it or I disagree with it. But I kind of judge it on a case-by-case basis because, dude, how toxic would it be to assume everyone is a shill? If you think everyone's a shill, then what are you gonna watch?
It's fine that people can lie to us about games, or at least be only half truthful about games so they can benefit. That's perfectly fine.
If they can benefit, like, if I'm saying it's fine because they can benefit off it, and I know it's an impression, I know it's a sponsored stream, so what? This dude's
I wish no ill will to people. I don't think people should fail.
But then when people do this stuff to like improve their business or to support themselves, we have to be against it. But what if they do it because they generally like their job and maybe they're good at it? What if they're actually good at reviewing? I mean, what if they only accept review copies for games that either they care about, so they know they're gonna like or whatever the fuck, or they do a review copy for a game they dislike and see if they're gonna end up liking it. And if they don't like it, then they move on. He acts as if like just because of one company blacklists who all of them will. That may not even be the case.
Nothing wrong with that. So you're okay with being lied to. I just want to be clear, by the way. This actually helps me to figure out if I'm centered or not, which I'm not. Because now I'm definitely centered. There we go. You're okay with being lied to.
Remember when this screen used to be like him actually having his face zoomed in really close? Like that was a thing, and then he stopped doing it. I wonder why. I wonder why he changed the meme to have it be something that it wasn't.
Lied to. You're literally okay with being told half-truths. You like the fact that there's content creators that every day they turn on that camera and they turn on their broadcast, they're just advertising to you. That's fine. As long as you get a little laugh out of it, or you're entertained. You're not getting any worthwhile content. It's literally just for money, just a shill.
Dude, he's saying this, but this guy said, well, you want to escape reality, man. You don't want to be stressed out and stuff. You just want to have fun and have a good game. What if they just want to have fun? You don't want to sit there and be like, oh God, are they lying to me? Are they lying to me? Are they telling the truth? I need to know if they're telling the truth or not. I'm gonna be thinking about this all day. Like, come on.
But you're okay with this. And there's people out there who are like, yeah, that's fine. That's what you want. This is what I was against back in the day. When I first started on YouTube, I strongly criticized this. I said anyone who's just totally into advertising and getting paid stuff. Remember, this goes back. Let me go back to my regular screen now. This goes all the way back.
He was against this, by the way.
Days of now the camera's not centered, so that's really weird because that should have been.
Oh
this goes all the way back to the days.
I don't
when
think it's
I called out
Tobuscus.
so Toby Turner. You guys remember Toby Turner? No one else does.
And this isn't really honestly, this isn't a fair comparison. Because at least from what I remember, I don't know if I know the full story, but did Toby Turner have any control over where they put the ads? Probably not.
But Toby Turner, who's now fallen from grace and no one watches or likes anymore.
Okay. Sure.
At one point was known as one of the big YouTube gamers, even though he wasn't a gamer. He was a guy who made.
DSP isn't a politics channel, by the way, but he wants to do a politics channel. So again, for some reason, DSP's a little landy here, his little baby brain. If you want to be a gamer, you have to be born a gamer, okay? Don't come in here. Don't play games if you've never played a game before, okay? Games are for gamers, not for people. Stupid. But he can transition to being a DSP React channel, a politics channel, at one point an edited channel, but man, you want to be a gamer? Fuck you. You can't be a gamer. Only Phil can be a gamer. You have to be born a gamer. When you get born, you have to be born with a controller in your hand. If you don't have that, you're not a gamer, okay? Like Phil here, he was a gamer. When Mama Burnell gave birth to him, he had the Atari joystick in his hand and a copy of Ultra Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo in his other hand. Okay? That's how you know he's a gamer. When they take a picture, like, when the mom gives birth to the baby and they take a picture of the mom and the baby, he was already gaming Street Fighter 2. Already. That's how good he is. That's how much of a gamer he is. Toby Turner, you thought he was born with a controller in his hand? Fuck no. He was probably born with like some stupid shit in his hand. Like, I don't know. I don't know what Toby Turner does, and I don't give a fuck. So that's how much he sucks, okay? I know him, and he's a gamer.
Stupid songs and then started playing games.
Oh, he did songs. Okay, so he was born with a microphone. That's stupid. What a loser. He was born with a controller. Way cooler, right? Correct?
Monetizable. He was actually one of the worst when it came to that. Like, he literally did everything for money, and that was it. So back in the day, he decided that he was going to do all these ad campaigns for video game companies, notably EA Sports.
Whoa.
EA Sports. The dude has never touched a fucking a game in his life, a sports game. But he got a big contract because he was prominent on YouTube. Literally, all his ads are just shilling the game.
Again,
you know, doing
again, he's gatekeeping gaming. Just gaming at this point.
stupid jokes, and those ads are running.
Like we have to be okay with him becoming a react channel, a politics channel. But man, you tell him he can't do that, you're a fucking stupid person. Fuck you. Don't tell him that he can't do shit. But he will tell other people they can't do anything because they're not allowed to.
Running on other gamers' content, including mine. And I called it out. I said, get these fucking ads off my videos. They have no place being on my videos. Number one, they're shilling a product the guy doesn't play. They're completely dishonest. The guy's not even a fucking gamer.
No, what he was mad about was that the ads were advertising his competitor, as DSP would say, because DSP has such a CEO boomer brain, he can't just see it as, hey, this is another YouTuber, whatever, you know, hey, he's advertising his content on my videos. That's fucking dumb, but you know what? I'll just do whatever. I don't know. He could find a positive way to spin it. You know, he could tease Toby Turner. Maybe they could have done a collab at the time. But no, it's a competitor. Why see other YouTubers as colleagues when you can see them as enemies to defeat?
This is blatant fake advertising, saying something that is real is not, and this doesn't belong on YouTube.
What? Wait. What?
Dishonest. The guy's not even a...
What is dishonest? They're having Toby Turner play Madden or whatever. Like, did they say, watch Madden's greatest football player? He's really good at Madden. Toby Turner. Or were they just like, hey, Toby Turner's playing Madden?
Even a fucking gamer. This is blatant fake advertising, saying something that is real is not. And
what are they saying that was fake though? Toby Turner did play Madden, I assume. I mean, come on.
This doesn't belong on YouTube. Okay?
He's really acting as if this ad, like, the EA was spreading, like, fake news. Like, they were saying, Toby Turner learned how to fly. And then it's like, no, he didn't. He didn't fly. Like, it's like that kind of shit. Or like, you know, bullshit. You know what I mean?
That's a lot of content today. Back then, you knew that was an ad when that ran. Today, the content people were putting out is ads, constant ads. And people are so ignorant because they, it's just the industry now. No, it's not.
No.
There's real people making content. They just don't get paid tens of thousands of dollars for it. Every single time they boot up a game, they don't make $1,000 because they're normal fucking people like you and me.
DSP is a normal person like you and me. Okay, sure.
They're the ones who are going to be honest about a game experience, but they don't get the game 2 weeks early because they didn't kiss butt and they care about being honest and transparent with their...
This dude says this, but when he's playing a game, the only time he's honest about a game sucking is if it's a game like Final Fantasy 16 that pissed him off enough. But he has played so many games that he said during the playthrough to hype it up, oh, this game is crazy, whoa! And then after he's done with it, the game wasn't that bad, man. It wasn't that good, man. Okay.
With their audience. They don't want to lie to get ahead and make the bag. But this is what the whole industry has become. This is just so fucking sad. I've been talking about this for over a decade. And everyone always says, I'm crazy. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I got a tinfoil hat on. We literally have the evidence today. It's in the fucking contracts now. Saying you can't be negative about the game.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't know.
It's in the contracts. One contract. One contract. And they went back on it because people talked about it. One contract. One. And he's saying it's in every contract. No, it's not. He's saying it's an unwritten thing. Like, how can you prove that? Like, dude, this is what's silly about this. Because how does he know that that a company doesn't get a sponsor, that the streamer doesn't get sponsored again from the company was because of that. It could have been for multiple reasons.
Don't know what other evidence people need. Honestly, it's now there in black and fucking white. Anyone who's getting everything early, why are you supporting them? Can I ask you that honest question?
Again, he's pretty much telling us that we should punish the streamers for something that the company's created. Again, this is ridiculous. All these issues that he approaches in his little podcast, he has no real solutions. Just nonsense. How to fix crunch? Well, we gotta kick these other companies out. Yeah, but they're too rich, and no one would do that. Like, whatever. Okay.
Question: if you know someone who's a content creator who literally
I've got an
they
example,
get
by the way, but
everything
whatever.
early, special treatment, right? Like there's some fucking special snowflake on this planet that's better than you, and they get everything early. Why the fuck would you support them? Do you not understand how this industry works?
What if I like their other content, like Mega 64? I know, shocker. I'm using another Mega 64 example. They sometimes get games early sometimes, but I don't watch them because they play video games, because that's not their content. They also film videos, they do skits, they do all this other stuff in their like YouTube channel, and they do get early access, early games sometimes. I think they got that Yakuza game as well early as well. Like they got that bundle. I think. No, they got like Rocco got the Star Wars that Star Wars game that came out early last year. The Seal of the Fallen Order, whatever that one was. He got that one early, and he didn't even like it. So I guess he's an honest guy, right? I guess I could like Mega 64 because they're honest with their sponsorships. The
works. That's exactly how it works. Do you think?
But that's still the case. Like anyone who does sponsored content, if you watch them for like honest reviews, then yeah, you may be a little like weary of the content they put out. But if they're not known for that and they get early copies and they just play it and whatever, then that's that. Everyone watches people for different reasons. People do early access for different reasons. It's just kind of like there's no point in yelling and raving about this when all these kind of advocating it would only really affect streamers on that level mostly, because let's say that they were being honest, they got early access and they were being honest, but the viewer thinks that this guy is a shill now, and then they just don't support, and that happens with everyone, right? Correct? And they may lose money. Like it's just kind of like which is not really a super great example, because whatever, you can say whatever about that, but it's just kind of like needless vitriol about something that isn't gonna stop anytime soon, no matter what, because there's all these venues for this thing to continue. It's just not worth being that mad when you could just watch people who don't do that.
The celebrity in a commercial that's endorsing a product has ever fucking used that product before? No, they got a paycheck. So what's the difference between that and this? Literally nothing. But because there was someone who used to be an honest...
Again, he really thinks that people that this phenomenon with TV where you'd see Samuel Jackson eat like pistachios, and it's like, wow, he uses that product, I gotta get that too. Like, and then people realize, oh, these are just like commercials, whatever. He thinks that phenomenon, like that amazement, is still going on in gaming, which it isn't. No one is this gullible, but he thinks that they are because he has such a low opinion on people who watch YouTube. This guy thinks everyone's an idiot, but the only idiot is him. He has no concept of anything.
Honest content creator, but now has become a paid shill. You still think they're the same that they used to be. Folks, people change over time. They do.
He changed. So should we be mad at him because he changed? He's not the same person he was 10 years ago.
Far worse. And sometimes for the far better. But in this
so I love that he says that people can change for the worse, and he doesn't, but every time that he changes and people criticize it, he's always surprised people say that he changed for the worse. Because apparently you can only for him, he only changes positively. Everyone else they could change either for better or for worse, but he can't ever change for the worse because he only changes in one direction.
In this case, so many people have realized, oh man, I can't be honest
Like
on
look
the
how much special treatment he wants you to give him. Like at this point, everyone gets special treatment from companies, which like makes sense, you know, whatever. It's a company. But he wants you, the viewer, to give him special treatment, which is asking a lot.
on the internet anymore and make $1. So I got to make drama content to hurt people and have all kinds of gossip and shit that's harmful. But hey, I make $1, so it's all good. Man, I can't just be honest about games anymore. I got to just fucking lie. I got to take every paid promotion and opportunity that I possibly can. Then I'll be one of the insiders in this industry, and I'll just keep getting bags left and right, left and right.
Getting
And
bags.
every game comes to me for free, and
By the way, this dude got mad at Mishima for not giving him any opportunities. By the way, he really he needed a point to say Mishima wasn't helping me, man. They weren't helping me get collaborations. They weren't doing anything for me anymore. But now this guy is saying that, oh, all these other people that accept opportunities, they're evil and stupid and bad. But this guy, he was mad that Machinima wasn't helping him out. Okay.
and I get everything early, right?
Early, right?
So why on earth would you ever watch a moment of those content creators,
Why? Why?
right?
Right?
You know they're either under a direct agreement like they are with Marvel Rivals, or there's the unspoken agreement. Sure, they can be honest, and the moment that they are, those companies stop working with them. Because I'm sure you probably know of a content creator that was getting stuff early, and all of a sudden they don't get it anymore. That's why. They were probably honest, and they got blacklisted by one of these PR agents saying, oh, that's the guy that doesn't play ball with us anymore. Don't send him nothing. Send it to the guy over there who kissed the game's butt and sold us thousands of copies, right?
Okay. I mean, they're
So there
companies.
you go.
Like,
And the thing, there's crazy people who
crazy people.
they're okay, they defend it.
They defend it.
I guess I'm just different. I'm cut from a different cloth than a lot of people. Really. Because when you say to me, why don't you take the bag? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I refuse.
I refuse.
I refuse. Because I'm the kind of guy that I want you to be able to come to my channel every day and to know that the games I play, what I'm
Oh, God.
representing.
This is what he's representing, by the way. This. He had to get this, by the way. He had to. He was gonna die if he didn't. You don't understand.
Is my true and honest feeling about that game in the moment. That's why when I'm doing things and I'm saying things that sound different from other content creators, there's usually a reason why.
Oh my
You know?
God! What is this? So you might be listening to me. You see that? You realize I sound different from everyone else. Yeah, you sound like you drink like buckets of paint every day. Like what? Shut up.
I'm going to call stuff out regardless because, listen, it doesn't matter to me if I say
Yeah,
names.
he sure called stuff out. Look at that fucking LOL, right? Correct. He loved that game until he got kicked out of the bounty system. Then it sucked, right?
Good or bad. I'm not a big guy. I don't have clout, right? So it
And then
doesn't
the
matter.
only time he was honest was Extinction, which was an indie game, and I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably didn't give a fuck. He probably was like, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna get paid for this, and I'm gonna shit on it, and I don't care if they blackballed me. Like it was kind of like a fucked up situation if you think about it. As I said, LOL. There's another. I feel there was another one. Oh yeah, the Hori pad, which he didn't even use, by the way. Think about that. He got a Hori thing for his little Switch, and the review wasn't even from him using it. Think about that. He got a review copy, and the person who used it was Cat. This dude, you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this for a second. This guy has been exploiting the fucking review system for years. How come Pixel Buster gets fucking exposed for this, gets like shamed off of Twitter? I don't think he's even on Twitter anymore, but he got fucking, I mean, there was other stuff that happened with him, to be fair. There was other stuff that felt that, you know, was also fucked up, I think, but from what I remember. But the early copies was like the final nail for his coffin for some reason. So that happened to him. DSP got Fallout 4 and he didn't review it. He didn't get to do a review. He got to play the game. he got Machinima to lie for him to get him the game. He got Rock Band. He didn't play it. He didn't play it like he was supposed to. Probably he charged his fans to play that one. He didn't review the other games he got from Machinima. He got the Hori thing, and he didn't even play it. It was Cat. Did Cat get compensated for that review, Phil? Probably not. But yeah, he reviewed that, and he did, and you know that didn't go anywhere. And he complains that he didn't get paid for it. He got a review copy and complained he didn't get paid for it. But I thought he doesn't do stuff to get paid for. I thought he did it for fun. And then the other thing, he got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Again, a game that he didn't give a fuck about. He played that and he shat on it because he didn't give a fuck. It's a fucking Mario and Sonic game at Olympic sports. He thinks he's gonna play that ever again. And that again was a review copy. Did he review the game? No. And he only announced it was a review copy when he realized it sucked. But he's very genuine and very honest that he only told us that it was a review copy when it sucked. I mean, to a degree, you could say he was being honest, but why not say beforehand that it was a review copy and say it sucked after? No, he did it in the reverse order, so he could get you. But again, he didn't even do a review of it. He didn't even review it. But that was a review copy. So this guy got stuff from these companies and lied to them. But it's the trolls. The trolls ruined his sponsorships, even though he got many sponsorships. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow it got leaked that they used to use blacklisted him because he lied to them. The only thing that's semantics, I'd say, would be the Hori thing, but I don't consider him reviewing that because he didn't play it. He didn't use the thing. Kat did. Kat used it. She's the one that should have been reviewing it. But at that time, DSP was afraid to show her to the world at the time.
Doesn't matter if I say a game sucks or a game is great. Yeah, a few hundred to maybe a few thousand people will care. That's a drop in an ocean, right? I have no impact. So I can be honest, and no one is going to say, oh, see, because he criticized our game, now we're in trouble. So, no.
Because you don't look for it. You tell us every day you don't look for sponsorships and shit. But also, you also tell us that the trolls ruin those opportunities for you. Which is it?
So it doesn't, to me, that's what I pride myself on. Is that when you come to check out my content, you're getting my truthful feelings and honest opinions about a game I'm playing, and you can trust it. As opposed to...
I don't know. You didn't even use the Hori controller on the Switch. How could I trust you if you didn't even use it, Phil? And he got stuff factually wrong about that controller too. It is really pathetic.
Literally anyone else who's getting all these opportunities and getting shit early. And then just to go in line with that too, if these people who get this stuff early, all right, even if they're not playing a game early, I want you to think about what's going through their head. Well, gee, when I say positive things about...
Dude, he got this early, didn't play it early. Are we gonna get a modern day Phil making this toxic again for us? Oh, I hope so.
About games, good things come to me, right? Even if they're not playing a game early, I want you to think about what's going through their head. Well, gee, when I say positive things about games, good things come to me, right? So, just perhaps I should say positive things about a lot of games and I'll get a lot of opportunities. How many people...
Guess what? Even though he didn't review the game, he did it on KO Gaming, and this was because he wanted to launch a new channel, so it wasn't a genuine review in my opinion. He gave it a 9 out of 10. I think a 9.5 out of 10. He gave it a high score. He loved the game. Years later, oh, the game sucks. It's not that good. It's not like a Fallout game. So he got a game early, didn't play it early, played it, then did a review of it, said it was really good, but then said, well, it wasn't that good. Amazing.
How many people
Let's
out
think-
there, they're known for covering a certain type of game, all of a sudden they're covering a different type of game out of nowhere?
DSP was known for Street Fighter 4. He then played Heavy Rain. Then he played Fallout. Then he played these other games. And then so he was known for Street Fighter 4, and then he just played other games? Huh? This dude is such a bad gatekeeper. Because this dude wants everything. He should be allowed to do whatever he wants, but everyone else, they need to stay in their lane. But not DSP. He has permission to do whatever the fuck he wants, apparently.
Why would that be? All of a sudden, a person is playing a game they literally never would have played before on their channel, and they're kissing its butt saying it's good.
I never played a JRPG before. I played Persona 5 and I liked it. Does that mean I'm a fake gamer now? Am I a fake gamer for enjoying Persona 5 and then going and playing the other Persona games and enjoying Persona 3? No, because I gave it a try because I never liked turn-based RPGs when I was younger, and I ended up liking it. But I guess I'm a fake gamer, guys. Oops.
Oh, why do you think
know
that
me,
is?
fake gamer.
Because paychecks involved. It may not be, again, it may not be monetary,
Oh,
but you have
shit.
to understand that attention, views, clicks, ad revenue, stream contributions as a result of having early access to products is all a factor here. All a factor. And that's the thing. It kills me that there are people who
It
have
kills
no
them.
problem with this. Really. You have
Really?
no problem with this whatsoever. You are okay with, say, 50 people being the only prominent content creators on the internet that get anything. And literally, they get all the views and all the attention because people are so fucking dumb
They're
that
all
they just
fucking
sit there and watch
stupid.
paid advertisements all day. Meanwhile, everyone else out there that wants to help you and give you true opinions on games and feedback,
That wants to
so
help
you don't spend money on crap, right? People who actually have passion for their work. And they do
Yeah,
it
like Jake's Dream Blugo. Let's see what he's up to. You know what? I'm not gonna risk it. You have to open a new window, and I don't want to challenge.
because they
YouTube
feel there's
today.
meaning behind it, not because they're making a bag today. Those people, forget them. Who cares about them, right?
Who
They're
cares about them?
nobodies. Keep watching the same top 50 people who already are rich and are rich because you
And look
let
at
them-
this. And now we're shaming rich people. Like, you can criticize rich people all you want, billionaires, whatever the fuck. Who fucking cares? They're fucking billionaires. But this dude, is such a clown about it. It's so annoying. I hate to hear it because it's like, man, come on.
let them advertise to you every day, right? None of this makes sense to me, but it's probably because that's the kind of person I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
and some people, they're just so different. Like I said, maybe I really am cut from a different cloth, right? I'm the guy who literally refused to take that bank. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying?
I refuse. I won't do it. I still get them to this day. These indie games a lot. I get contacted by indie game companies.
Now
We want exposure
now,
for our game. Will you?
now we gotta shame indie games. This dude, it makes me more mad when this guy plays an indie game and he's like,
I wish more people played indie games, and I wish indie games got more of a spotlight, man.
and then these indie games are reaching out and they're like, oh, they want me to sell out. Fuck them. I'm not gonna give them a spotlight. Okay.
Will you play our game on your channel? Contact us to discuss a rate. A rate? A fucking rate? You want me to actually discuss how much you have to pay me for me to play an indie game on my channel?
Again, this dude cried about him not getting compensated by Hori for the review of the fucking Joy-Cons. He made sure to tell us that he didn't get compensated for it. And he said, and I think I may need to dig for this one, but I think he said at some point that he reached out to them to ask, if where's the paycheck? And they're like, no, because COVID happened. COVID somehow affected his paycheck, and and all this other stuff. It was something like that. It was really fucking weird. I all I know is it was really really weird. And I'm sitting there thinking now, this guy is bragging how he's not getting paid, but why was he so thirsty for Hori's money?
And get what, a few hundred views? It's insane. That's how this whole industry works.
That's how the industry works, baby.
So anyway, yeah, this is again the first time
in a long
that
time.
I even know of. Now, the thing is, this might have very well been happening.
Oh my god, get a load of this.
So anyway, yeah, this is again the first time that I even know of. Now, the thing
that he knows of. Dude, there was that PewDiePie scandal that happened. And then also Machinima got caught doing the same thing.
The thing is, this might have very well been happening all along.
Oh my god.
But because people wanted to keep it under wraps, so therefore the money train keeps rolling in, they never mentioned it. But so
Dude. This video, he got a contract. He read the contract and all this other stuff about it. It happened before, Phil. Come on.
someone whistle blew on Marvel Rivals and posted their terms of service up. Or not the terms of service, the engagement agreement up on the internet. And now people are reading this and saying, holy shit.
So,
right?
So get a load of this, right? He tells us he did this video saying that no one cares, and people accepted it, and people defended, blah, blah, blah. This gets posted, and everyone is like alarmed by it, and is like, we gotta do something, guys. But if they didn't care before they defended, then they must have known. How would they know to defend that specifically and then now be against it?
Right? Like, that's nuts that that's actually in there. You literally cannot say anything negative about the game. Now, what's funny is that there's people responding, oh, this is a huge no-no. This might violate Steam terms of service. We might have the FTC get involved. As long as these contracts are up front.
What?
Meaning,
why is he laughing at this? I mean, whatever.
Have to read and sign this contract before you play the game. I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. At all. It's a legal agreement, and you agreed to it to play the early access.
Oh man, then we get this.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, is there something
morally wrong? He goes on this big ass rant about this to then say there's nothing wrong with it. It is just morally wrong. Okay.
Morally wrong with it? Oh yes. Oh yes, there's something horribly morally wrong with it. Anything you do in life and you're told you can't actually speak truthfully about it, there's a good reason. People want to hide the truth to get ahead. And you know what the reason is. Same thing. I mean, just to give you an example, I've talked about this many, many, many times over the years. I'll mention it again to show that I'm not just someone who's making this shit up today. As early as in the 2000s, when I was part of the competitive fighting game community, I was the same kind of guy. In the mid-2000s,
oh my
God,
they
were testing the GGPO netcode, the first ever rollback netcode. Called it out on SRK forums and said, I don't know about this netcode. Yes, it looks better than delay-based netcode, but I'm getting a lot of frame skips, i.e. rollback. Before they called it rollback, we called it frame skipping. And also, I'm seeing a lot of...
We got frame skipping back then. We didn't say rollback.
Okay,
and
okay,
I kept getting my
posts
posts
in a locker for me.
And then eventually they suspended me from the site. And I said, why are you deleting my honest...
He got suspended many times from that site, and he also tells us that he was a troll and a nasty person. I mean, you don't really have to like have a vivid imagination as to why he was banned.
Criticism of your netcode. Oh, because we're trying to sell the netcode to Capcom and other game developers, and if they see that negative stuff you're saying, they're not going to want to buy it. So we're just going to keep, moderating you because you won't shut up about it. Oh, so you want people to play GGPO?
Man, I wish someone posted
so
the DMs.
You can make money. You don't want people to
honestly
don't
show the
criticize
receipts,
it, which is what you said up front. You lied.
Because, dude, like, I can't take DSP at his word because again, this dude had an interview with a journalist, And then after it, he said on his little stream somewhere,
So I had this interview. The guy said that, he agreed with me. He said that my detractors are mentally ill and they need to seek help immediately or whatever the fuck.
and then the dude had to come out and post the recording to say, I didn't say that. This is what I said. And guess what? It wasn't nearly that toxic. It was just, I don't remember what he said, but the moral of the story is that DSP exaggerated what was said because DSP is a liar. Obviously.
So there you go.
There you
It's
go.
been like that since 20 some years ago. I've been through this shit. And that's what kills me about it, is that human nature isn't changing. People just want to get ahead by any means. And I've had enough of it. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, at least now I have an avenue to talk with people about it. And listen, there's what, 300 people on this podcast right now? Yeah, there's about 300 people on the podcast right now. There'll be probably a few hundred watching it after the fact. My detractors will make an echo chamber and they'll fucking talk about it too. And they'll spin
We
it.
will make an echo chamber and talk about it. I have formed an echo chamber, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I built an echo chamber. Literally an echo chamber, because there's probably a minor echo you hear when I talk. So there you go. That's why I echo, because this is an echo chamber. I built it.
Oh, it's because Phil is jealous. It's because Phil is this and that. I'm not jealous. I've literally always been like this my whole life.
Always been like this. He's always been against early review copies, guys. That's why he got followed for early. He was so against it. He got it early. Machinima, I got it. You know, I figured it out. Machinima must have been abusing him. Machinima forced him to play Fallout 4 to get it early. Like, they were like, Phil, you're getting this, and you're signing the fucking contract or we're gonna kill you. And he was like, okay, man. And then he signed it, and this was his cry for help. He made this video to get help, and no one helped him. And look at him now. Feel bad?
My whole life. Hard work is how you get ahead, not playing the game of butt kissing. I've literally never kissed butt in my entire life, which is probably why I am where I am.
He never kissed butt, but man, let me tell you, they really worked. Machinima, they worked to get him to get that case. They worked for him to get that. And then, like, when the adpocalypse was going on, Machinima stepped up to bat for him to fix the Google dumb, stupid issue. But then when they couldn't do it, he left. He walked away. He was like, Machinima, bye-bye. And then Machinima was like, then they went out of business. Because DSP was that kind of guy. We just didn't know it because we're just stupid, toxic trolls.
And I'm not one of these top of the mound prominent people. Because again, when you look at people who criticize me and say, oh, Phil was once this big guy in gaming and now he's a nobody. Yeah, but how did I get here? Right? Because I didn't play the game.
No, he told it. See, you see, this is so funny about this video. These little 2015 vlogs, 2016 vlogs a little bit, he would never stop talking about how the copyright strikes ruined him. He said in an old weekend preview that the kids did not know how much they hurt him with the fucking copyright strikes. And now he's saying, yeah, I'm this late because I just turned out, I didn't play the game, man. Oh, okay, whatever helps you sleep at night.
I refused to fucking play the game. I just wanted to be myself. I wanted to do it by my own means. I didn't want to do these horrible things. I think they're horrible. You may not think they're horrible. I do.
He thinks this is horrible, by the way. This is horrible. This is horrible.
Kills me to think that there are people out there that literally all the content they put out is paid content and no one knows because they're stupid. You know?
The title has sponsorship in it. Whatever.
Why would anyone right now have access to the fucking update for Street Fighter 6 already? Why would you have it a week and a half, 2 weeks early? Why should it's a competitive fighting game and you're giving access to a certain group of people early? Does that make any fucking sense? No.
Does you know?
But I bet the people who have it are making bank on it. That's what I mean. And it's a vicious cycle. Right. It continues. It never ends. It will always be like this until
it never
we
does.
As viewers and consumers step up and stop accepting this as the norm.
We as gamers gotta step up.
We have to collectively have some kind of a moral compass and say, this is gross, right?
It's for this.
This is just not where we want gaming to go. We can't trust anyone anymore because the only people who get pushed forward as a voice are people who are being paid to say things. So because of that, we can never get an honest opinion on a game. And then you get games that come out and they're dog shit. And then, of course, as soon as the game comes out and it's dog shit, everyone's opinion flips and everyone, oh, that game's terrible. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course, because now you got to bandwagon it into the fucking 6 feet under because everyone's collectively saying it's bad. You can't still keep saying it's good now because now everyone says it's bad, right? And you go, oh, I had a review embargo. I couldn't tell you. It's such a bullshit fucking defense.
It's different when you're just playing the game and it's like, you know, you're just vibing with it, and then you say it's bad in your review. Again, he's painting a giant brush over all these people that he doesn't even know or watch.
Defense system, you know? And it's, I just don't get it. Again, when I started on YouTube, I was the hard worker, the guy who ran to the store to buy the game as soon as I could, come home, pop it in the console, record hours
Like
and hours of honest
Fallout 4,
gameplay,
right?
get it on the internet. People loved me for that. I was the everyman gamer.
And you know he says this, but he also got I think it was Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. If it's not Ultimate, it was the normal Marvel vs. Capcom 3. He got that game illegally early, by the way. He didn't get it because he was working with Machinima. No, he got it early. He broke Street Date, and he got it early illegally. So why is that okay? I mean, at least these people who are getting these sponsorships and these early access games are doing it through legal means. He got a game illegally early. Okay.
That's what
It makes him a
like
criminal,
about
by
it.
the way.
Now, there are no everyman gamers. There are the butt-kissing, elitist, you are the prioritized people because you lie to your audience constantly gamers. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. What if they don't lie all the time? What if they lie about
And
stuff
it's
I
this
don't care
simple.
about and they tell the truth about
If you don't
stuff I
believe
care
me,
about?
Go read the fucking contract for Marvel Rivals.
Read the contract.
There's your answer. And
There's
that's
your
probably
answer.
not the first case that this has happened. This is just the first time someone finally had the balls to call it out and show the internet this is what's...
Why didn't DSP call it out in 2015? Why didn't he call it out then? He got the early copy. He didn't call anything out. He was all on board.
actually happening behind closed doors.
And why didn't he call out when he got the the review copy of Sonic and Mario at the Winter Games?
Are just too ignorant to realize it. You know? It's sad, but it's true. So, Marvel Rivals very well may be a great game. In fact, the people who are playing it and showing off gameplay are saying they genuinely like it, but is that because they can't actually be honest? Or is it because they're genuinely liking it, right? I don't know. But it looks interesting to me if it ever...
And look at this. He fell for it. He fell for it. People are liking it. Are they lying? Who knows? But it looks interesting.
It goes into like...
Yeah, because it has licenses in it. This dude loves licenses so much. If you have a game that has licenses in it, he loves it. He'll eat it up.
An open alpha or...
Like, dude, I saw a gameplay video of Multiverses, and I can't believe that this dude is praising Multiverses so much. He's so hyped for it. The game looks like garbage. It was garbage in the beta, in my opinion. I didn't like it at all. And it looks worse in the final build. And this dude is like, I can't wait to play it, man.
Or open beta. If I could play it, maybe I'd like to check it out. I don't know if I could play it on the mini PC because it probably is graphically intensive. It's something that maybe would interest. I like Marvel. I liked Overwatch, right? So I would check it out. But right now, literally anyone who's playing that game is under an agreement. They cannot criticize the game. And if they do, they could lose their whole deal. So there you go. Just so you know. All right. That's our news for today. And that's really all I've got for the show.
All right. Now we're gonna watch the live video. This is kind of fucked up. I'm gonna exit this so I don't get distracted.
And I'm releasing it on exactly the same.
Okay, we're just gonna skip.
Really a hilarious playthrough of watching me.
Okay, hilarious playthrough.
We play. This playthrough is such an awesome, positive playthrough.
Please tell me
There's times when, you know, over the years, I feel down or depressed about something, and I go watch that play.
All right, we're not watching
nominated games. So if you have not nominated any indie games yet, now games already nominated in that week to determine what indie game. I'm sure I'll have some food, maybe some booze, maybe a marathon.
He loves saying food, booze. in
There'll
the
be a few
same
games
kind
that I
of
like a
way.
lot, and I end up actually what I
So-
have for the
Those-
schedule segment of the show of the Level 1 podcast. It is time. Quite a few topics to discuss. But before we
My
get
favorite stupid segment, guys. Will it be toxic again? Probably.
to the big news topics in gaming, I have a hilarious topic to talk about YouTube. In fact, just to
Oh.
confirm, I just want to check something quickly. Okay. So,
Okay.
a funny thing happened this morning. You may have noticed, or you may have remembered, that about a week ago, maybe a little over a week ago it was, I explained to you guys that YouTube had done a big oopsie poopsie. As they were recoding
I
the site,
hate
trying to...
I hate him saying oopsie poopsie. I get like burning rage to kill him, but you know I gotta hold back because you know, dude, this dude just needs some bleach. He just needs it. He needs or some paint, whatever.
Prove stuff. They accidentally broke everyone's @ links.
Good.
Meaning, if you wanted to go to a YouTube
The-
channel, like my React channel, which is youtube.com/@DSP Reacts, if you type that into a web browser, it would give you a 404 error.
That's why I
as
use.
if the channel had been
that's why I
removed from
search
YouTube,
the
even
King
though
of
it
the
hadn't and
Vlogs.
was still fully functional.
That's what I use.
This
The-
kind of thing literally happens all the time. YouTube is one of the few businesses out there that they don't test anything.
Oh my
I'm just gonna
god,
repeat
dude!
that. They literally don't test anything before
They
they
don't
launch it.
test anything.
They
Dude,
just
do you know how
launch it
anything
and hope
works?
for the best. And half the time,
Oh
when
my
they
God,
do something,
you know, he
and
should
change
go to
it, they screw
YouTube.
it all up. And then what
he
happens
should
is
be a coder. He should code.
we're the end user beta testers of their fuck ups, and then we have to figure out what they broke,
Dude.
report it to.
Dude, this guy cannot say this dumb shit. I'm sorry. No. This guy deserves toxicity. This fucker has so many videos of like, oh, this was wrong. I didn't know. Let me just fix it up. Oh, guys, how's the mic? Tell me how the mic sounds. Does the mic sound good? Okay, I need to tweak the settings. Oh, he didn't even know what a noise gate was or anything. But man, these YouTubers, these YouTube coders, they need to know what they're doing. Okay, they need stop testing your shit. But this guy tests stuff all the time. He tests his own shit. But no, guys. YouTube is unprofessional. They're the only business that does this. This guy has done streams saying, I'm testing something out today, guys. I'm testing something new today. I'm experimenting today. Dude, this guy is the same bullshit that the other people do. And he's like acting as if he doesn't. When he got kicked from the partner program, he stayed on Twitch to experiment living off of tips. That was an experiment. And guess who was the end users? The viewer, because he was assessing them to say how willing they are to give him $200 to stream. Obviously.
It to them, and then they'll fix it after the fact without ever admitting that they did any wrong. Okay?
Guess what? He fixed something behind the scenes that he didn't tell us multiple times.
Well, you might say, well, you know, for like 4 or 5 days, not being able to access a YouTube channel via the ad address isn't that big of a deal. Well, you're actually right, because if you had...
Okay,
So some people erroneously actually thought that channels had been like deleted from YouTube when they had it. Okay? So, unfortunate that it happened. It took maybe about a week, and then they fixed it. And then I
Dude,
noticed all the links
get
worked
to
again.
the
But
point.
everything was kind of broken for
Get
about a week,
on with
including everyone
it.
who used those links for stuff like I did, and they were all...
Okay.
Because this week, YouTube had another oopsie poopsie.
Oh my
Only
god,
this
fuck
one
off.
really had people freaking out, okay? This morning, YouTube decided to recode both their app API as well as the channel API. What does that mean? It means that the data feeds that we as YouTubers get to track statistics, like analytics, like how are my videos doing? How many views did they get? How much engagement? How much money? All of that. They broke it all this morning, okay? But the problem was they fixed part of it right away, but then it took them over 2 hours to fix another part of it. So, the
Oh my
API was
god.
broken for
So
maybe 10
he's
minutes.
reporting on something that's already fixed. Oh my god, dude.
When it came to views and everything. So everyone's channel showed 0, as if no one had any videos. And they're like, what?
And
Then
and
they-
he's like, oh, everyone was scared. Yeah, you know, dude, this guy's channel went away and he did a stream panicking about it. You would think DSP would understand why people may be a little alarmed that it seems that all their content vanished. And he mocks them.
And they fixed that, okay? But guess what they broke? Revenue. So this morning,
Oh no!
between the
Oh my
hours-
god, guys. Revenue! Oh, dude, good thing DSP doesn't play for money. That's all I gotta say about that.
of like 8 a.m. to around like 10:45, 11 a.m., okay? If you tried to check your YouTube channel for any kind of revenue data, it basically said that you made $0 or any revenue, if you're pounds, whatever it is, from the days of April 14th until today. All of your data was erased. You could click around on every video. They all read as $0. You click on your memberships, 0. Click on ad revenue,
Okay.
0. It all deleted. So
Okay.
people started to freak out, and you can actually take a look. If you look at the X app and you look at people posting YouTube revenue, for like a 2-hour span, people kept tagging, you know, the YouTube creators account.
Wow,
freaking
man.
out.
DSP
Like,
would
what
never do that. He would never freak out about losing revenue, correct? Oh my god.
the hell is going on? What is, am I losing my revenue? What's happening? Like, what the hell? Why would they do that, right? But then after about 2 hours or so, it started to slowly load. And now, as of this now, it actually works again. So is this a huge deal? No. But just imagine that you're like a YouTuber.
Why?
And like,
Why is this a news story? Why? It's already dealt with. Oh my god.
this is the time of a week where you do your work or whatever, you know? And, oh, look, I mean, $0 for a whole month? Like, what is going on?
What is going on?
Someone like me, yeah, this would affect me huge. Imagine if they screwed up and it wasn't a 2-hour screw up, but a 2-week screw up. Well, I'm supposed to
Dude,
get
it
paid
should be
next
it
week.
should be a 10-year screw up. That's what should happen. He should lose revenue for 10 years.
How am I going to pay my bills if I don't get paid by YouTube because they screwed up their API and deleted the revenue data, right? So this is
But what's to say that the revenue data that they deleted is deleted on their end too? Like, it may just not show up, but they may still have a record of it. This is really dumb, and this is like really, really silly. Like,
a problem. YouTube infamously makes these F-ups, and then
it's kind of like he's hoping that YouTube's gonna like reimburse people potentially lost revenue. He's like hoping in the back of his mind, like, maybe they're gonna pay me extra because of this.
they try to fix them hurriedly after the fact. There's going to be
Get this fucker. So they fixed the problem, and now he's mocking them for fixing it. But man, if they took a week to fix it, oh, he'd be pissed. He'd be like, these guys, they need to get off their lazy asses and fix it. They need to fix it today. They fix it in 2 hours. They were scurrying and like frantically trying to fix stuff, man. Man, I really hope they never fix your fucking channel ever again. I hope when something goes wrong, YouTube ignores you.
a day when they're going to break something and they can't fix it right away.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope that happens. And I hope it only affects DSP Gaming. He can't do anything. And all his channels. He can't make a new channel. They just like isolate him from YouTube. He can't, and all he can go is to Twitch. And then Twitch will be shutting him down.
This is dumb that they just allow the coders to have free reign of the site and not test anything.
Again, he
How do you
doesn't
let
know
them
how
break-
he doesn't know what they do. He doesn't know how they do this code shit. Shut up.
Break all the data on the site. They literally broke every piece of data and then had to hurriedly within 3 hours fix it. It's like, that is so dumb. So anyway, is it a
Dude,
huge deal?
He would be so mad if they didn't fix it in 3 hours. He should, you'd think he'd be like, "Wow, they fixed it pretty early. It's a good thing that they fixed it really quickly, man." No, instead he mocks them as if it was a bad thing. So you know what? They should just take their time. You know, when shit like this goes on, when it comes to DSP gaming, fixing DSP gaming, they should take their time. They should like go on vacation.
No, it's not, because they did fix it right away. But it's just
But that's not a
another
big deal.
example
This
of
dude,
YouTube
my
always
God,
screwing up this whole
he
site
always complains.
and then having to fix
Always
it fast. It's
complains.
just dumb, and it's like
Things
I feel
get
like at one
fixed,
point they
still
are going to make
complains.
an error. They
What
can't
a
just hurriedly
baby.
fix, and something's going to hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? But for now, at least, it was just kind of a temporary thing.
This guy constantly
For me,
whining.
I was eating.
Wah,
Like,
wah.
I wasn't freaking
Shut
out
the
or
fuck
anything.
up.
So I'm on
God
my bagel,
damn.
and I go to check my videos. Oh, like no data
Of
at
course,
all.
he eats
Oh
a
my
bagel.
god.
For a guy who
I
lives
like
in
to check
variety, he
stuff.
eats
For
the
example,
same
one thing I'm
breakfast
still
every
checking
day. And it's a
is
bagel.
part 1 of my Fallout 4 playthrough, which about 3 weeks ago, remember, it hit the YouTube algorithm and it currently has like 32,000 views and is still getting some residual views. I'm owed revenue on that video,
Oh
but
my
YouTube tried to
God.
claim it for music, so I disputed it. Well, it's been 3 weeks, and guess what? YouTube still didn't grant the claim. It's
Good,
still in
good,
the review process.
Good. I'm glad it's still in the review process. I hope they forget about it. I hope it like burns. Fuck off.
Which makes no sense.
And if if they do it, let's say they grant it, he's still gonna complain.
So like they reversed him again. So that was like X amount of time of not getting revenue. You think he's gonna get the same amount now?
Oh my god! And then this dude also says ad revenue gives him nothing. Again, constantly whining. Wah.
No sense because the criteria of YouTube says 2 weeks, but for some reason they hold it for a month anyway because they don't even abide by their
Good.
own legal rules.
Good. And hope they
So I'm
forget
still
about it. I hope
waiting
they
on
delete
that,
the
and it's like,
video. They
every
should
day I
delete the
try to
video.
check,
Yeah,
hey,
they should
clear up
delete
yet?
it.
Hey, did I actually
Or
make some
block
money
it.
on that video,
Block it
considering how
worldwide.
well it did, and it's nothing. You know, it's like, wow, nothing on that video. I can't make any revenue on it until they clear this up.
Good. I hope that you never make revenue on your videos ever again.
Anyway,
Everyone
was
can
just
make
the
money
first
except
piece of
for
news.
you.
Let's
That's
now
I think that's fair.
get into all the big updates, okay? Update number 1, and this one's a pretty funny story. So,
Oh boy.
this morning, it was announced that by Ubisoft that Assassin's Creed.
Okay, we're not gonna watch. I'm not listening to this. This is Ubisoft announcing more
So
slop.
it says right in the video description, Assassin's Creed description of the video. Nationalism around like.
Wow,
sure
games
nothing
get
leaks.
leaked. I
Today
can't
it's like-
imagine. Maybe the person was overworked and didn't have time to look. I don't
You're
know, who
lucky if your
cares?
entire game isn't on the internet,
Like, come on.
and I'm sure that I'll be
Imagine if
talking
Cat got
about that
leaked
more
on the
this
internet.
week.
That'd be fucking bad, right?
We have a follow-up to yesterday's story. Oh, by the way, hold on. Sorry about that. Oh, no, wait. I'm not there yet. We didn't get to that story yet. Sorry, I almost jumped the gun. Never mind. We'll talk about
Oh.
something else in a second.
Oh my god.
We have a follow-up
I'm
to
losing
yesterday's story about Marvel Rivals. If you don't know yesterday's story about
boy.
Marvel Rivals, in a
Oh,
nutshell,
God.
Marvel Rivals is an up
All right.
and say it plays like old school.
Okay, we don't need to know how the game plays. I just want to know the.
Jasper Kitty.
Oh my god! I'm about to like fucking rage quit. I just want to get to the point, and it just seems every time I skip forward, it's just fucking. Oh my god! I'm being like assaulted with this. Oh my god!
Marvel Rivals made a lot of controversy when their terms for use for content creators were
Okay.
released, and basically content creators who wanted to make content about Marvel Rivals had to agree to listen to this, a
Listen to
contract
this.
that said they could not give any negative criticisms of the game at all. They were only allowed to say positive things about the game if they wanted. The
Okay.
games industry has always kind of had this unspoken
Okay, unspoken rule that
Ever.
it's
that
not really
an
interesting.
actual game publisher outright gave a contract.
Okay.
They have to. They're afraid they're going to lose access or not be able to get any kind of priority topic, but many others didn't.
Dude, I'm begging you, get to the point. Get to the point.
Well, so
Please.
Jasper, are you serious?
Oh my god. I swear this is radicalizing me. I'm getting radicalized as we speak.
Jasper is the equivalent of the bait in the walker and starts like
Dude, my god,
into the guy's office when he was doing the news story. Remember that video from years ago where the guy's he's on a show on the internet?
okay.
Right now. Stop.
Okay. Jasper, please kill him. Jasper should just fucking kill
Oh,
him.
Okay.
Use his back claws on DSP's little head. I'm sure
Well-
that's gonna be enough. That'll do enough damage.
If there was no big internet backlash, I would almost guarantee you that Marvel Rivals would have kept this in their contract.
He tells us everyone didn't care. Everyone defends this practice. Apparently, everyone doesn't like this practice, surprisingly. And now he's mad that they changed the wording of the terms of service. Okay. This guy's
However,
so cool.
Today, Marvel Rivals posted up an official statement on social media. I'm going to read it word for word. Are you ready for this? Here it is. Dear
Remember, we should hold companies accountable. We hold them accountable. Oh, get a load of this,
Marvel
guys.
Rivals players, today is the third day of the closed alpha test, and we are truly grateful for all the love and support from the community. We would like to take this opportunity to address the concerns we've seen regarding the agreement terms and content creator programs, and above all, we would like to apologize for any unpleasant experiences or doubts caused by the miscommunication of those terms. I'm just going to stop them right there. Wrong. There's no miscommunication.
How do you know
in
that?
legal writing.
Again, how do you know? There could be typos in contracts all the time. People could misword it. Okay.
Said no one can criticize your game. That's not miscommunication. That's you saying what you want, and now that people called you out for it, now you're going to backpedal. There is no miscommunication whatsoever. It's not even the meaning of the word. They're acting like it is to try to save face when it's not.
What's the other part of
Let's be clear
the
here,
quote?
okay?
What's the other part of the
Alright.
quote? What's the other part of the
Continuing
quote?
on. The Content Creator Program is a small-scale project that aims to aid in the production of incredible content by supporting creators through giving them more resources. We actively encourage creators to share their honest thoughts, suggestions, and criticisms as they play. All feedback, positive and negative,
And
ultimately helps us craft the best experience for ourselves and the players. We sincerely apologize for the confusion, suspicion, and frustration caused by these excessively restrictive terms, and thank you for sharing with us. We cherish and appreciate every suggestion.
By the
given
way,
our-
again, what's funny, you go to this fucking video, he addresses the confusion. He says that he is explaining the confusion that people had about playing this game early. By the way, he read the contract and explained what the contract meant so everyone could understand it. But this time he's saying that we all understood it. Okay.
by our players, and we always respect your feedback. We are currently working with creators who have expressed these concerns and are revising the current version to be less restrictive and more creator friendly. Thank you for bearing with us while we make these adjustments. We hope you're enjoying the game so far, and we always are open to hearing your sincere thoughts and ideas on room for improvement. So
Jasper's
basically,
doing shit.
oops, we paid a lawyer
Jasper's
to
fucking
create
around.
a contract for us that was super restrictive because that's
Oh, man,
exactly
please,
what we want.
Please not go
We don't
over
want
the
anyone
fucking
bad-mouthing our game.
gamer
But
shit.
we didn't expect that there would be community backlash for it. So now
Oh
we're
my
going to
God,
say
Jasper,
that there
come
was
on, do something.
miscommunication and confusion when there literally was none. Literally, the contract said, do not criticize the game negatively or you know, this is part of the terms of playing it now. So it's bullshit. Like,
Wait,
when
what?
there's
Oh my god.
none.
Jasper distracted
Literally,
me.
the contract said, do
Bleh.
not criticize the game negatively or you know, this is part of the terms of playing it now. So it's bullshit. Like, what they're saying is literally a lie. This is blowing smoke up your butt. This is their PR team lying to you to try to say,
What?
oh, it wasn't intentional, was not what we meant. Yes, it is. You legally drew up a document
Okay.
that had those statements in them. You can't misconstrue or misunderstand. No one misunderstood the statements. It's we read them and understood them. That was the problem. There's no confusion. There is suspicion and frustration, as they said, but there's no confusion. Okay? Yes,
Okay.
Jasper is attempting to get into the closet right now. That's what he's doing. He's trying to open the door and go in there.
Alright. Okay, now we're just thought.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
it was fun when he
Hold
wasn't
on.
addressing it.
Let me open it for him because if he might kick my light.
No, let him kick your light. Let him fuck you up your fucking playroom.
What a nut.
That's
Okay.
opening the door. That looks like it's closed.
So, Marvel Rivals does a 180, and apparently they're claiming they're going to
Okay.
revise the contract, so now you can criticize the game.
he
But
didn't.
again, even though they're going to do
Oh
that,
my god, dude! He said he was gonna open the closet for him. He closed it instead. This dude's brain is busted.
does this not expose the industry? There's always been the unspoken rule
Oh
that
my
you
god,
should not criticize a game that you get free or get early access to.
dude! We
because-
had a news story about Last of Us 2 shit going on years ago. And he said, "Well, this exposes the game industry," and now he's acting as if this is now exposing the game. Like, shut up! This is all just a clickbait.
It's you scratch my back, I scratch yours, symbiotic relationship, right?
He didn't
You
even know the
know
meaning of
this.
the word. By
Even
the way.
if it's not in writing, it's not legal. We know that this exists. Because why else would content creators even jump into these opportunities? They get the game early. Now they get early views, early support from their viewers, right?
Early
Why do you think there's
support.
people
That-
right now
You
playing?
get early views, early support. That's a bad thing? You got early support for Fallout 4, tech by his logic.
The Street Fighter 6
He started
update
early,
before
according to him.
anyone else can play it for over a week. Why do you think people are playing any game early? I'm sure there's some people who are going to be playing Hellblade 2 early. There's people who are going to be playing maybe have early access to the multiverses before it's publicly available, right?
Well,
These always happen.
They had
This is a
beta for a year, so who
sycophantic,
cares?
very messed up relationship. It should not exist. It's very, very preferential. It's very, very negative. Okay?
You're negative. Every time I go to this fucking gaming news network that
So,
DSP
it shouldn't
runs,
happen,
it's always negative.
and quite frankly, you know my take on it. You want my full take? Watch yesterday's podcast. But are we shocked that Marvel Rivals did a 180? No. Am I interested in Marvel Rivals? I am. I just don't know if Marvel Rivals will run on my mini PC. If it does, I'd be interested in playing it. I loved early Overwatch. In 2016, I played the heck out of Overwatch. I thought it was
Okay,
ridiculous.
I do not care about hyping up fucking Marvel, and we're still looking at
Close the
Jasper.
door now. Okay. Square Enix had a big event.
Oh my god, we're doing this shit. The news is that they're gonna make multi-platform, which I think is the dumbest. Like, people are like really overreacting to this news. Square Enix always made multi-platform games before. Final Fantasy 13 was also on the Xbox. It was just that they made these deals with Sony for Final Fantasy 7 and 16. Like, they never said that. Like, come on.
Where they started talking about all kinds of stuff. But there's two pieces of information. One sounds really good and one sounds really bad. So what do you want first? The good news or the bad news?
Okay, we're just gonna.
When it comes to their releases, and to get this, they're no longer going to do console exclusive games at all. They have decided that after the performance of Final Fantasy 16 and
Yeah,
Final
it's
Fantasy 7
obviously
Rebirth,
that. Not
that they now want to do
just
a cross.
yeah, like Forspoken gets totally ignored, or just in general, all their games were not performing very well in these exclusive deals, which is very obvious.
Release between PC, PlayStation, and Xbox all at once. They do, and Nintendo sometimes. They even noted Nintendo rather than just PlayStation. I guess they're finally admitting that their PlayStation exclusive partnership has failed them and cost them tons of sales that they otherwise would have gotten. Okay? This is a huge shift. You know, this is a big difference.
Huge
Definitely,
shift.
I feel like this is going to help them. I mean, we talked directly.
Yeah.
It actually didn't run so well on PlayStation 5, but it was a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
It ran fine.
Sales performances. And yes,
Or
I'm going to
whatever.
repeat that because Square Enix likes to not be honest and transparent. They've now had 2 straight Final Fantasy games that are sales flops for them. They were expecting
Oh
Final
my god,
Fantasy 6.
dude! What if they had realistic expectations for 16? They only openly stated that Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth did not exceed expectations, but that's probably because people didn't want a pseudo sequel to Final Fantasy 7. They wanted an honest remake. I mean, that's not really a hard bridge to cross.
16 to break records. It did not. They were expecting Final
They
Fantasy
didn't-
7 Rebirth
whatever.
to top remake. It did not. They wanted these games to be their biggest ever, and they were underachieving for them. They weren't failures. They weren't miserable disappointments, but they did not make the revenue that they were looking for.
The revenue?
So now they're kind of blaming the console exclusivity and saying, man, maybe that's what it was. Because first of all, they're noticing that these games are doing well on PC, right?
Yeah, but if they go on Xbox, I mean, Xbox gamers are trained to use Game Pass, so that's not gonna help them.
games now that are going cross-platform seem to be doing well. And then in addition to that, yeah, I mean, they probably would have sold some Xbox games as well. So it's a problem. It's a problem that now I think they're going to address. So is this a good news? Yes, it is. Especially for those of us who don't own a.
All right, what's the bad
Now we got the
news?
bad news. You ready for
Okay.
this?
Ready for this?
As if we weren't expecting this, Square Enix announced a line of layoffs. They are going to be reducing their workforces in the US, the UK,
Oh
and
my God.
particularly, I think they said
doing
their
layoffs
indie
again.
games division, like their smaller games.
Oh,
Those are gonna be
man.
the ones
You know,
hit the
someone
worst.
told me about the anthology people, whatever the fuck, were doing layoffs. Never got a news segment. He never mentioned it. But Square, we got gamer news.
While I guess the Japanese division is fine. They're not going to have any layoffs. It's all the other divisions are going to have layoffs. Okay? Now, how many? Who specifically will be affected? Has not been announced yet. But this is just in line with everything we've been saying. Layoffs at Xbox. Layoffs at everywhere, right? Can you even name a studio that recently hasn't done layoffs at this point? So, definitely we're seeing a industry-wide across the
manufacturer.
board
There you go.
decline in gaming, and likely it's because of these sales failures. Let's be honest. If Final Fantasy 16
if
and
these games sold very well, Square would not join the bandwagon of laying off people. Yeah, definitely.
and
man.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth
Totally
actually
not
did the
corporate
sales they
greed.
wanted,
No way.
they wouldn't be doing layoffs.
Like,
But what
dude,
happens is they-
all these other studios are doing layoffs, and they've had successful games. Like, come on, man. It's not the games at this point. It's just corporate greed, just plain and
They put
simple.
all their eggs in one basket, right? These two giant games. These are our two.
Man, he's
But it's
really
time to not wake the
celebrating the
fuck
fact
up.
that Final Fantasy
game didn't do
16
well,
ruined
All
Square.
right, it did
Supposedly.
not do
Like,
really
man,
dedicated to Final
he's just
Fantasy.
dancing on their graves at this
On it
point.
at all. Not even
Wow, what a
close.
cool guy.
All right. It doesn't matter what their PR department says. Final Fantasy 16 was a disappointment. Okay. And so I get the feeling the next Final Fantasy will go in another different direction. They're not. I know 16 was a different direction.
They're all
I
in different
guarantee you
directions.
17 will be another different direction because
Dude,
this
come
one failed.
on.
For example, number one, the fact that 16
Oh my god, dude. Let's move on from
with
this.
RPGs of the last year,
I'm tired
there's
of hearing
too many
this.
large scale
Oh my god, then we complain about RPGs. Holy shit, dude. I'm getting the Cliff
Final
Notes of
Fantasy
this.
recently. You released amongst an insane amount of samey games.
Samey games, yeah, sure.
Dragon's
buddy.
Dogma 2. Why?
Okay, so
I'm
who's,
really
but
screwed
why is it Square's fault that other people release their games though? That like, oh,
up with
come
my
on.
words this morning. Every company's having this issue. It's not just Square Enix, it's other companies too. They're seeing this stagnation. This insane amount of
Oh my god, we get the Phil Spencer thing. There's no growth in gaming, dude. You're laying off people. You had a hit indie game, Hi-Fi Rush. Not indie game, it was Bethesda. We get that. Lay them off anyway. Close the studio, dude. Come on. It's not a lack of growth or stagnation. It's just these companies don't know how to do shit. They're greedy.
amount of lengthy RPGs that are all open world. That's what happened with Square Enix.
Oh my god.
Now, maybe if Square Enix had cross-platformed these games and had them PC as well, maybe they would have
Yes.
done better. I agree there.
They were gonna get PC ports. Final Fantasy 16 was coming to PC.
I do think it really kills me because I feel like the era of exclusivity ended and then it came back, which makes no sense. Like,
This dude kept saying, why don't they have exclusives? They need exclusives. They need exclusives. What, it
in the
came
90s,
back?
all Square.
Okay, we're just gonna skip on ahead.
I want to
I'm-
be sure I have the right leaderboard open. I do. This is
Okay.
good news for the company. Playoffs
Okay.
again. And now who gets the chop, right? Because management made bad decisions. Something wrong. Anyway, it's sucky news, but it's good news at the same time, depending.
That's the gamer news. Okay, let's do a vibe check, and that'll be it for this video. Okay, he got glasses. August came and saved the day for him. Okay, good. That is it for this video. Man. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Hopefully, my outro will play. If it doesn't, it's all good. But thank you for watching. I'll see you when I see you.
Time to skedaddle on out of here!
Bye bye.